So we're in today with myself and Sebastian.
That's me.
We're going to be watching some standard today. Today we're going to be running. Up, we're going to be running the is it mono white or blue white?
Blue white.
Blue white monument through a gauntlet of 5, possibly more decks. Today.
Depending on how fast the games go.
Yep. We are going to have 2 different variants of control deck in, so it may go a little long. We're starting off with the matchup being against blue-white approach control. A deck that everyone at this point who plays standard should be decently familiarized with. So we'll go ahead and cut to that here in a second. Right now we're just looking at the beautiful black screen.
It's not a black screen.
Beautiful Get There screen.
Get their logo. Very beautiful purple. And I can't wait for this transition. I love watching it every time.
Transition from the logo to the playmat.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Which is also the logo.
Now, Sebastian, how many times today
there it is.
do you think that we're going to get to see someone cast the Card Advantage Powerhouse, probably better known as Search for Azcanta?
Well, seeing as... Is Andrew playing the Card Advantage Powerhouse known as Search for Azcanta?
He is not playing the Card Advantage Powerhouse known as Search for Azcanta, therefore he's already unfavored.
Yeah. I feel it. Yeah, Michael's definitely playing the Card Advantage Powerhouse known as Search for Azcanta. And, like, I think we have 2 decks that play the Card Advantage Powerhouse.
Yeah,
known as
and those decks are just automatically the best decks in the format.
Right. Because you have this powerhouse of card advantage.
Known as Search for Azcanta.
Yeah, it's just...
Alright, so Andrew's starting off
land.
with a tapped blue-white land. Probably going to see a lot of nothing from early turns of Michael, aside from countering and removing.
Yeah. Glorybound Initiate is a clock. Answer me or you die.
Yep. And the 1 toughness doesn't matter as much against blue-white as it does against, say, red control variants,
Right.
which are pretty much non-existent currently.
So I actually... assuming you know that Michael's on blue-white approach, I don't know if I like exerting it.
I don't think it's necessary to exert personally.
I don't
because
like the life's not going to matter. I think you'd rather get 6 damage over 2 turns rather than 4 with lifelink.
I suppose you could possibly be thinking about being removed on the 3rd turn, but at the same time, I don't think that's a valid reason to
I don't
exert
think
it.
it's worth trying to get in the 1 extra damage.
Yeah.
Can Jolly Sunwing make a token?
Yep. Card's ability is not super relevant against Michael, but
2/3 flyer isn't awful. Also, when everything's making tokens.
Yep.
Legion's Landing, just make another token.
Yep.
This is the new and improved blue-white monument without the Card Advantage Powerhouse.
Yep.
But I guess it doesn't need it. You've got Dawn.
Now, Michael cycled the cast out, which is a way to answer the monument, which right now is providing a lot of creatures for Andrew. So that's kind of interesting, but also we're passing to a turn where Michael is going to have the ability to cast Settle the Wreckage, provided he has it in hand. I can't tell if he does or not currently. But if he does, it feels like it's going to be pretty decent.
It's definitely there. Take it? I guess if you're expecting him to drop another 2 or 3 dudes, that...
Yeah.
Oh, just passing, sitting on the tokens.
Okay, Michael's glimmering here.
Glimmer for a Fumigate.
Glimmering?
Is what I'm assuming. It looks like he has... 1 land in hand?
Yeah.
Double bottom, so yeah, just digging for Fumigate.
Fumigate, or just some type of answer to the amount of cards that Andrew currently has in play.
Adonto, very strong. 3 mana, tap, make a 1/1 lifelink vampire.
Yep. And Michael does have the Settle the Wreckage in hand, it looks
I think
like.
you have to fire it off this turn.
Yep, you have to fire off, and Andrew will get to ramp a lot of lands, which is going to thin out his deck quite a lot, but Michael gets to gain a board advantage in the way that Andrew doesn't have a board after this point.
Even Sunwing?
Gives all of your token creatures vigilance and flying, I believe.
Yes. Or even initiate. I'm not quite sure the
It's
name
an
of the
Aven
card.
of some type,
It is a 2 blue-white.
and it can be brought back later on.
Yeah, you can eternal it. No,
It's eternalized.
I thought it was embalm.
It's 1/2. We should know, but we don't.
It comes back.
It comes
We'll
back.
figure it out. All with vigilance.
So it looks like Michael has the option to draw 4 cards here, but instead is casting a Glimmer. So, even though there are a lot of things technically in play and technically happening, kind of, sort of, there's not really much to talk about currently, as we can tell by Sebastian's absolute lack of words.
I'm looking for, we found out it's Aven Wind Guide is the game with Embalm.
Yep.
But Andrew showing off, well, all of his lands from Settle the Wreckage. Also,
Like,
how quickly the deck can just rebuild from board wipes.
it's rebuilt, but at the same time, in credit to Michael, he's only facing down 4 power currently.
Right.
And like, even though Andrew has all these creatures in play, Michael's ahead on card advantage, and he's building towards the turns that he can just start casting Approach of the Second Sons. He also has the possibility of using of casting another board wipe to once again stabilize the board, and a second Settle the Wreckage really won't matter considering if we look at how many lands Andrew has.
Yeah. Cloudblazer. Very good with
With
12 lands in play.
all of your lands in play.
And a monument. Picks up another Cloudblazer. I think we're going to see that here.
Getting the perfect chain.
Cycle first. Activate Chevette Dunes and swing in for a decent number. 10?
Swing in for 10.
12.
So Michael just casually going down to 2 life. And does he have a Settle the Wreckage in hand?
That is definitely Settle. Thank you, Blue Boy, for the follow.
Thank you very much. We do appreciate it. And so, provided that is okay. So, Michael making an absurdly greedy play here.
Going to 2 to pull?
So, Andrew conceded. Because I believe he had already cast an approach from the approach second son that we missed when we were talking about something else. Or something. I have to imagine. Which would explain why Michael made the extremely greedy play.
Yeah.
Because who needs life when you just win the game?
Right. Into sideboarded games.
Alright.
And Andrew just has a bunch of counter spells to fight back the Fumigates and Settles.
Yeah. Yeah, we got it. Thank you, Andrew.
Michael definitely got there, as
Damn.
we like to say.
So they're talking about their sideboardings right now. Andrew's saying he likes bringing in the Torrential Gearhulk, the 2 Torrential Gearhulks, the Settle Wreckage, and the 1 Disallow. The negate doesn't feel like it'd do a ton here. The Gideon of the Trials doesn't do all that much considering no one particular threat matters.
It's not good against the token strategy.
There's an argument for Regal Carousel, but this isn't the matchup that you need Regal Carousel in.
Not quite.
And the 1-drop, whose name I can't remember right now, deals 2 damage target. attacking creature isn't necessary here, again, once again, because Andrew is go wide strategy.
Right. You just have to maximize your sweepers.
Yeah.
Just cutting some like targeted hate cards, targeted removal, I guess.
Yeah. Because Andrew does have some threats that he cares about more than an average token. For instance, the 2-drop 3/1 is always a really strong way of pressuring life total. And being able to cleanly answer that on turn 2 doesn't feel all that bad. So they're discussing right now the use of Descadon, and in this matchup it's not that great. And Michael even pointed out that settled wreckage exile, so Dawn doesn't even bring back the cards that are settled.
Right. And also it requires you to take, usually taking your turn off, just to get it in the graveyard for it to potentially gain back some value later.
Yeah.
Investing 2 turns and 9 mana to pick up 3 cards, I don't think you can afford to do against blue white.
Yeah.
I think you just have to be very proactive and be very aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Also, not overcommitting to Fumigate.
Yeah. Alright, so going game 2. So we admittedly were a little less prepared for this stream than ones in the past. We kind of didn't have as much time to look over standard with the all the preparation been for the Open the past weekend, which we had some success with, but not really.
A little bit of success, but
But
yeah, not a ton. And now we're jumping straight over to standard.
yeah, so that's why we may be a little more shaky on card names, for instance, and on deck numbers. We hope to start getting better at that. It's just we've been focusing on modern really heavily. There's just been more modern events that have been standard decks that are within our region.
Right. And I think with the Aven One Guide specifically, nobody plays that card.
Yeah.
It's just this deck.
Andrew has a tendency to play decks that he views as being, let's just say, tier 1.5, right around the area where it's not necessarily the best deck in the format, but it's also not
It's
casual
very good
level.
in a specific meta.
Yeah. And that sometimes pays off for him, sometimes doesn't.
Right. This past weekend with Modern, he played humans expecting to play against a bunch of Death Shadow and Tron, which didn't end super well, only playing against 2 Tron decks and 0 Death Shadow decks out of the entire 14 round.
He ended up squeaking out at a 6-3 finish to get to day 2, and then, a 6-3 day 1 finish to get to day 2, and then day 3 he hit a brick wall and just barely missed prizes.
Right.
Same with Michael, actually. He was on 4-Color Cat.
Yeah, we were very surprised that Sihili did so well.
Yeah, and then Alex on
Alex on Elves did.
Started off absurdly strong with a 7-0 going to round 8, and then he stopped winning.
Yeah, he just got hungry.
Got bored with the event.
God, I'm 7-0. I just want to go get some food or something.
He wanted to play Legacy side events.
The faster I lose, the faster I get to play Legacy.
Alright, so Michael Mold to 6 with a medium hand. But that's fine.
Glorybound Initiate. Another good turn 2 card from Andrew.
Yep.
Here it is. The card advantage powerhouse.
Our first card advantage has been played. We'll get to see exactly how strong it is in this matchup. If they get into a card advantage battle, Michael obviously wins because he has powerhouse.
Yeah, he does have a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Known as Search for Azcanta.
Yes. He chose to mill a land at the beginning of his turn, which feels correct here. Alright, once again, Michael has the removal. Well, not the removal, the pseudo removal for the Glorybound Initiate.
Correct.
And he's staying at a pretty reasonable life total, choosing to keep the Disallow on top with the upkeep trigger of Search for Escanta.
What a powerhouse.
Just giving him so much card advantage right now. Alrighty then. So, going back to Michael's turn. He's at 12 life, and he just picked up
Settle the
Settle
Wreckage.
Wreckage, which is going to help him a little bit here, though he's honestly not under the most pressure right now. Like,
Getting hit for 5 this turn?
yeah. He could very reasonably, if he has a cantrip to play, he could very reasonably hold off on casting the Settle.
Right.
Just take one more hit and then try to cast it while holding up a counterspell. So let's see if he chooses to cast it.
Yeah, I think post sideboard it's better to take the hit now if you can play around the negate.
Yeah. Alright, and
Okay, so we're just gonna cast it, see what happens.
yep,
Yep, here's a negate.
he negates the Settle Wreckage, takes 5. Well, Michael takes 5, goes down 7, and is facing down 5 power, 6 power with the
6 power with
activation.
the Danto. Yeah.
Michael choosing to mill the land he saw on top. And now he's just looking at a hand of Approach of the Second Sun, a land, and 2 disallows.
Do you...
Do you what?
I'm trying to think how... Michael goes to 1 without a Chef at Dunes this turn.
Correct.
You're just hoping to top deck the Fumigate?
You're out right now.
That's it.
Fumigate or another Settle the Wreckage. And all these things are, of course, hoping that Andrew doesn't have another counterspell.
Which we don't see? I don't think I saw one.
We don't see one. Michael, considering what he sees on top.
I think if it's not a Fumigate, you have to mill it. I don't think there's either that or a search. Picks up Gearhulk? Okay. Gearhulk Settle seems okay.
Gearhulk Settle is really strong if Andrew does not have another land.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Going game 3. Andrew having access to the counterspells for the board wipes, really giving him a lot of help in this matchup. Alright, well, game 2 was certainly a lot quicker. Alright, now, it also appears that being on player draw actually matters a fair amount here.
It definitely does.
So, see how much that matters post board here. And also if Michael keeps a good 7, because last game he kept a very mediocre 6.
Right. We see Monument and then Initiate in Andrew's hand. It looks like double cycle land, Glacial Fortress. Lands aren't perfect. Oh, there's a little bit of glare. Okay.
A bit of glare. That's fine.
We see a plans. I think it's a fine hand for Andrew.
Yeah, he is perfect at hitting that Glorybound Initiate every single game thus far.
Which is something you need.
Not necessarily
you don't need it, but boy is it a help if Michael just doesn't have the answer, which we see he has.
They are both perfectly getting these two cards
We're just
each
playing the
game.
same game every game.
Like, it is real skill down there showing how to draw the exact same cards every single game.
I think that's called cheating.
Nah. Nah.
It's fine. It's not cheating until we see this.
We don't like
this-
put labels on things.
What about the Card Advantage Powerhouse? I think that's a label.
That's a descriptive term.
That's what labels are, Nathaniel.
Alright, so
Back to the game.
So Michael showing off his Supreme Will over the game, and countering both of Andrew's monuments. But it also looks like Michael is stuck on 4 lands here. So,
Not the best spot.
not the best spot, but
I mean, not having monument and having your creature locked down, like you're also under next to no pressure.
yeah, we're kind of looking at both decks kind of doing nothing here.
Right.
And Michael considering whether or not to counter this bird,
The Sunwing.
this Sunwing.
Yeah.
And Michael picking up a 5th land.
Cycle, untap, draw.
And he is building towards his 6-drop, which is Torrential Gearhulk, and he has a Fumigate in hand, it looks
We
like.
see double Fumigate.
Is that double Fumigate? I can't quite tell.
Sure looks like it.
So Andrew's talking about how he has the ability to try to play a line that leans more towards playing a value game or play a line that leads towards being more aggressive, and he decided to go with a more aggressive line, it appears.
Which is getting down a bear and unlocking your Glorybound Initiate.
Yep.
Card Advantage Powerhouse gets countered.
Alright, so
Yeah.
I think that holding the Fumigate there is perfectly safe.
With only 2 creatures, you're looking at 5, maybe 6 damage this turn.
Yeah.
And like you're fine sitting, but I think once Andrew commits probably 1 more creature, since you do have double Fumigate, I think
Yeah.
you're fine to fire it off next turn.
Do you like, since you have the 3-mana open at the end of turn, just popping one of the dunes?
Huh.
Well, it doesn't matter. Michael decided not to. But,
Right.
and
I don't think it's necessary. Like, it was definitely an opportunity to do so.
Michael's just sitting here, just doing nothing.
Angel of Invention's very good here. We're going to see Supreme Will.
Yep, Supreme Will counters that. And Michael's just not really doing anything currently, but he did just draw the 6th land, and he has the Torrential Gearhulk in hand, and Andrew only has 1 card in hand. So,
I think your host's going to come in, target Supreme Will, and just kind of eat this Glorybound.
or target Glimmer of Genius. Isn't there is a Glimmer of Genius in his graveyard, correct?
No.
No, there's not.
Triple
Okay.
Supreme Will,
Okay.
yeah, disallow Card Advantage Powerhouse and whatever that enchantment is that locks down the creature. So yeah,
Alright,
Impulse.
Michael's just gonna pick up the other Torrential Gearhulk, I have to imagine.
Yeah.
Like, he's just gonna keep throwing down 5/6s and hope that Andrew doesn't have some form of counterspell or removal. And if you're Michael here, I think I like just sorcery speeding this. Like, yes, there's a possibility there's something you want to counter, but at the same time, this is an opportunity to just go ahead and get your card advantage on, make sure it's not countered.
Right, because Jace's Defeat is a real card, and I don't think you can afford to lose this Gearhulk.
I think you can afford to lose it, but I think that if it resolves and Andrew doesn't immediately have an answer, this game is so far.
You're in a much safer spot.
I don't like playing the Search for Escalante here.
No, I think you
I think
either...
it's so mana inefficient, unless
like-
he has a 4-drop in hand or a counterspell.
There's
He
a
has a
Glimmer.
Glimmer. Okay. In that case, I really like this play.
Pressure.
Yep.
We're gonna Glimmer.
Alright, Glimmer sees
Settle land.
Settle land. I mean,
6 lands to play. Bottom of the land.
bottom land, I mean, I suppose that makes sense.
Oh, he doesn't have the... Well, he draws the approach.
Yep.
So yeah, that's fine. Top decks to land anyway.
So
Mills the land to get. I guess you're getting land back. So
Yeah.
it's not even a loss. Land
and
for
he
turn.
drew a land. All right, and
Michael just seeing all these lands.
Michael has all the lands. And
Here's
it's
the
just gonna
Fumigate.
cast a sorcery speed fumigate.
I think that's fine.
He's gonna start. He just clears up the board, and now I think he's in a very advantaged position. Like he's going
Does
to.
he have anything for that 3 mana? If he's not holding up anything up with the 3 mana. It doesn't look like.
No. But
I think this would be an okay time to use the.
it requires 3 mana to activate. If you're talking about the search for.
Oh no. The Field of Ruin.
The Field Ruin, yeah. Woman to find time, but at the same time, I don't think there's a need to currently. Yep. And Michael pulled that off in a 2-0 finish. So unless Andrew can get off a strong start where Michael it felt like that if Michael has a reasonable start, Andrew's gonna have a really hard time there in this matchup.
Yeah.
So alright,
2-1 for approach.
2-1 for approach. Do we remember what the next deck up on the docket is? I do remember that we are had a couple of changes this time around, so we didn't get to make as clean of a little spreadsheet to show what we're doing for the night, so we may have to ad-lib it.
I think it's some form of energy deck, Temur or
Temur or
Sultai.
Sultai. That being said, we do have 2 new people in tonight. One, Connor McBroom, who plays our local game store, as well as Chucky Davis, who has always been a member of the team, but
is now returning.
Had taken a brief leave from Magic, and
Yes.
is now returning. And he admittedly has not played very much Read any standard at all, ever.
No standard.
Not ever. He has not played any standard in the current meta.
Right. I just never touched standard in my life. But yeah, I'm glad to have him back. Now able to brew and play test, and just kind of help out now here streaming.
Yep. And so they're kind of settling everything around right now. We're looking at our beautiful logo that our man in charge has made, Corey Jefferson. Alright, yep. We got Chucky on Temur Energy, it looks like. Spike, sorry for posting non-modern legacy things.
Huh?
Sorry for posting about a stream that's not modern or legacy, but hey, still check out the stream.
Oh yeah, that's right. It is online.
Yeah.
Are you off?
No, I'm not off.
Oh. Yeah. Oh well.
Alright, so Temur Energy, a deck, I don't know how much you've been keeping up with Magic as of recently, Sebastian, but the deck is still showing an absurd amount of play. Specifically, the Canadian Nationals amuse me. So, 4 out of the top 8 lists in the Canadian Nationals were Temur Energy. The top
4.
So it got paired up. So in the first round of top 8, Temur Energy did not have a mirror match. So it's Temur Energy versus the 4 other decks that made top 8.
Okay.
And the top 4 was Temur Energy.
Oh, that's so good. Thanks, Canada. We love you.
Canada confirmed better than everything else.
Except for like maybe Chucky and Corey.
Sorry, every place else.
Okay. Yeah, not just everything ever.
And excluding the get there team base thing, whatever we call it, the streaming location.
Oh, also don't forget, about the card advantage powerhouse. No, Sorcerer's Conta. The
Not-
greatest Magic card in history.
I don't believe either deck is playing it. Therefore, they were both wrong.
Yeah, like you just both lose. Like nobody wins here. Like there's a reason Michael won.
It's an unfavored matchup for both players.
What's the matchup look like? 40-40. What do you mean it's just unfavored?
10-10.
10-10. Would
Alright.
not play this matchup again. So
Alright.
here's a turn 3 Bristling Hydra.
Yep. Bristling Hydra gets chumped for days in this matchup, but the card is still strong.
Still very strong, yeah. If you
If-
if you can abrade the monument and try to keep him off of tokens, I think you can do very well.
And also, even then, even against a token deck, just having a creature that eventually becomes the Abyss. For those who don't know, the Abyss is an enchantment from Legends that at the beginning of upkeep makes you sacrifice a creature. Just having that effect every turn, even against token strategy, can get strong.
Right.
Alright, and
Get in for
Chucky
6.
just getting in there. And he's going to cast a Ronus.
Wow.
So Chucky just going aggressive.
That's what Chucky does. Chucky at heart is a control player, but like when he needs to get aggressive, he knows when to flip the switch.
Yeah, and like I actually think this is a really strong start because the Ronus is indestructible, and he's going to be able to start giving the Bristling Hydra trample. It does appear Chucky is stuck on lands, but I think that is fine, and I think his line of mitigating his being stuck on lands and colors by being aggressive feels correct here.
I think the only thing that could have made this start better for Chucky is like a turn 1 attune and having the mountain.
Yeah. But alright, he does have access to red mana here.
Oh, here's
Oh
Glory Bringer.
boy, that's a Glory Bringer. Jeez.
We
Alright,
are slamming.
so this start is getting really aggressive.
Goes in with the Bristling Hydra. Okay.
There's no
blowing
way
up
to
the
punish.
Cloudburst. That's
Yeah.
right. Because Glory Bringer is just such a dumb card.
Yep. Alright, so Andrew down to 9 has only 1 token in play. And the Glorybringer being exerted here, we don't have the exert tokens because they're a hassle.
We can get some top loaders and throw a big ol' exert sticker on it. And
Yeah.
just kind of
We'll figure out.
sometime.
But right now, so Andrew can still get back into this, but man, does this not look great for him.
Definitely not. Not being at 9, staring down the 3 big threats of the deck, and you, what are you doing? Like just making tokens? You're making chump blockers against somebody that gives trample.
Yeah.
You're not in a great spot. You're definitely not out of the game, like you said, but you're not.
Yep.
You're gonna have to work really hard for it.
So Andrew did just create a really good board of blockers to make it awkward for Chucky attack because he can only currently get the Hydra up to 4 toughness.
Right.
So let's see what Chucky does this turn.
Spend the energy. We're gonna see the abrade on the monument, or is it the?
It's probably on. It's probably on the monument at
I
this point, but
I think if you're gonna fire it off, it has to be on the monument. But I don't think there's reason to do it right now, pre-combat.
so the thing that has to be considered here is that if he spends the energy, he can no longer give the Bristling Hydra hexproof.
He has a second Aether Hub in his hand.
Oh, he does.
He
Okay.
does. I think he just Aether Hub and then go to it. I don't think he's blowing up blockers.
So right now he's thinking about attackers,
In the think tank.
which there are a lot of factors going on here right now because if he attacks him with the Hydra, he's probably trading off of 4 tokens, and that feels bad. Or this combination.
Okay, so I think we're going to see a braid on the 2/2.
So a Brain on the 2/2 does allow his creature to survive combat, and he can't. So because he didn't play the Aether Hub main phase 1, he
He can't braid and also pump the Hydra.
Well, he can, but he won't be able to then main phase 2 activate the Hydra. Because he has to use his creature to create that mana. Which makes him go down 1 more energy.
Okay, yeah. Braid the 2/2.
Yep.
Looks like we're just gonna eat some tokens here.
Yep. And this is creating a pretty decent spot.
And a Braid the Monument. Yeah.
Yep.
Chucky's
So it looks like he didn't have another Aether Hub, but doesn't matter because right now Andrew has 2 creatures in play.
staring down, like, anything could be a trampler.
Yep, and he just scoops up here because
Chucky gets to untap with Glory Bringer and just get in for
yeah, we weren't talking about the Glorybringer, but yeah, being able to attack next turn with the Glorybringer, Andrew was just out of that game.
Yeah.
So Chucky, since he's just getting back into it, we're kind of Andrew's explaining like our new our new way of doing the stream, at least on Tuesdays currently, which is running one person through a gauntlet to simulate a kind of watching one person's run through a tournament. It's an interesting way of doing things, and once we have more viewership, if anyone has any suggestions on change or even currently, we are open as we are currently just starting off. So. Alright. So right now they're sideboarding a little bit. They're not sideboarding the same way Michael and Andrew did. They're just kind of pulling out what they think is good and what they think is not. And Chucky's kind of literally learning the deck as he goes along.
Right, because that's what Chucky does. Just hand me something and I'll play it.
He has won many at least smaller events and gone deep into larger events with that methodology.
Hand me this Yu-Gi-Oh deck and I'll just win this regional or something. I don't know.
That was Alex.
Oh, was that Alex?
Yes.
Whoops. I keep mixing up the two people that you throw something at them and like, yeah, I can win with this. It's fine.
It was more of a whoops, I'm here, whoops, I won. Whoops, what do I do with these prizes?
Whoops, I have money. Oh geez, I can't fit all this money in my wallet. That's an issue. Might just have to buy some cards.
I have more money than I do cards currently. Let's fix that.
Let's fix that. I like that.
Alright, so he just kind of spreading out his sideboard. And so Andrew's saying he likes the 1 Sensor, 1 Essence Scatter, 1 Sweltering Suns, and 2 Magma Sprays.
Upping on removal. Okay, saying he doesn't like Magma Spray, seeing as Andrew has a number of 3 toughness creatures. Namely the Sunwing.
Yeah. Does the 5-drop Nissa make trample tokens right now?
We can find out.
We are pulling that up right now.
Because I don't know how Standard works.
Neither do I.
All I know is it's played in Legacy for whatever reason.
Also, being as I lost my phone, do you have the Twitch chat open on your phone?
Twitch chat, I can't do both at the same time, but yes, I can put
Hell
Twitch
yeah.
chat.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. It's PG-13. We can say hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nissa, Vital Force, is the Kaladesh one. Emblem, wait, what are we looking at? Untap target land, it becomes a 5/5 elemental with haste.
With haste, okay, no.
Yeah, no trample.
No trample, okay. So, Chucky, thinking about bringing out the Long Tusk Cub, bringing out the Confiscation Coup makes a lot of sense. Well, the Confiscation Coup actually isn't all that bad because it steals the monument.
Is it creature or artifact?
Creature or artifact.
Okay, so it takes monuments, and the other big payoff card is Oketra, which can just stall Andrew super hard.
I actually kind of like it here just because stealing monument. A while back, Brad did that in the top 8 of, I don't remember what tournament it was. I think it was one of the GPs that he won.
Okay.
He was able to steal it, and so he didn't get the discount obviously because he's not running any white creatures. But it says specifically whenever you cast a creature, not a white creature.
Right, so you're making chump blockers for whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
Or just being able to trade 1-for-1 because you stole his monument, but also being able to play your Hydras and whatever.
Yeah, I personally don't like the plan of taking out Long Tusk Cub just because even against tokens, I think Long Tusk Cub is the best card in your deck.
It's one of the best creatures in Standard. I think, like, contending with Gearhulk and Bristling Hydra.
Well, right now, I think we're no longer at that point of the contenders being that. I think the contenders right now are, we're looking at Scarab God.
Oh, yeah, I forgot Scarab God. That is, okay, Scarab God is the number one.
Scarab God,
How's Hostage Taker looking? I haven't seen a lot
no
of
one's
that.
playing Hostage Taker anymore.
That's what I figured.
That's old tech.
Old tech, a couple weeks ago.
I'm blanking on her name right now, but the Red God,
Hazaret.
the Fervent, she's really big right now. And there are a few other creatures. Bristling Hydra is still a really good card because 4 mana, literally
hexproof.
every ward possible on this card. Card's dumb. Just dumb.
Incredibly dumb. Does everything ever. What's sad? Just everything is sadness. Standard.
Standard is sadness.
Standard starts with S.
Welcome to the modern times.
Well,
There is no modern in the modern times.
Nathaniel,
May I help you?
please don't.
Okay.
Legacy next Tuesday. I think we're gonna be getting in a Legacy stream. Maybe 2. There's a small chance we have 2 streams.
Yeah. So originally we had intended to do the Legacy stream this weekend, but there were a couple reasons that Andrew went to test in some Standard, and we were like, since we're gonna be jamming Standard anyways, might as well get stream out of it.
All right.
And
but we will definitely have Legacy before the Open.
Also, we each are pretty set on what we're gonna be playing for the next couple Legacy events we go to, but exact 75s haven't been set in stone. I know myself. I'm at like 68 of the 75 for the list I'm gonna be playing in Legacy, so I still have to kind of iron those details out. Figure out where I'm at with that before.
So you're playing Storm, so you just like play more Empty the Warrens. EW better than DC. I think I'd have to agree.
I mean, I have to agree with you there. I have no arguments with you there.
I don't think I've been to an EE or EW.
Aren't they?
I haven't.
How many days are those? Did they start on?
I think they're 2s. 2 or 3 days. I'm not quite. I want to say they're 2 days.
I feel like the issue is that I feel like the issue is that they start on Friday or something. I don't want to call out, but I'm not for sure. I know there's a reason I haven't gone to one. And also, opens are easier. Like,
usually only do E's. So like, what's the huge difference? Is it like comparing opens to GPs? Is it just the size difference? Is there a different payout? Is it like a different host? I obviously don't play too much Legacy anymore. Thinking about getting back with a Storm or maybe Maverick.
Gonna take the format by storm.
Hashtag puns. Pun stream.
Alright. So.
Okay.
Plus 2,500 cash. Okay. I mean, 2,500 cash is reasonable.
Not the worst thing. Also, like, original art's like really cool to just hang up and be like, hey, where'd you get that? I won this tournament.
Or
also
sell it.
Money.
Or sell it.
What a punny stream. It's
Ha ha ha, I'm great. I mean, the stream is great.
Everything's great.
Everything's great. My pun's great. Anyways, I guess we should probably talk about this game.
How many puns can we fit in this game, too? Let's find out.
I don't know if I can do it.
That's really good. That's really good. I think you got me there. Man, you are landing so many puns. It's crazy.
Oh, man. You know it. I am no longer an initiate.
Are you really?
Yeah. I've overexerted myself on these puns, though.
I don't think I have the energy to give you any more puns. It's really hard.
Mm. Sorry, the Av ate up all of your energy. He has 8 energy.
That wasn't too next level for me.
2 next level.
Beyond next level.
So, just looking at the board, it looks bad for Chucky, but is it really that bad for Chucky currently?
I think if Andrew wants to get aggressive, you're forcing an exert, which you can just hit in response.
Oh, he's just taking down the glory run.
Yeah, so net 2 energy.
Yep. Chucky up to 10 energy. And
2 in the air.
Andrew is sandbagging a couple removal spells, it looks like.
And here's the monument. Harness Lightning is online.
Yep. And Chucky just trying to suppress what Andrew is doing, but he himself is not doing anything.
He's drawing this Glorybringer.
That Glorybringer is the thing.
Neom. Come on and slam.
And you're just probably gonna get in there with both of them. Chucky's way of tapping is giving me such an aneurysm.
No, he's doing that to represent exerted.
Okay, then. That's good.
Yeah, Chucky. If you look at Chucky's lands, he's not the person to do that.
Okay.
He's doing it specifically because it's exerted.
That was really clever on Chucky's part.
He learned that from Andrew.
That was somewhat clever on Andrew's part.
Is it different because it's Andrew and not Chucky?
Chucky makes everything better.
That's fair. 3/6 double strike indestructible. 4 mana, make a 1/1 vigilance token.
Yep, it's pretty strong.
Don't tell me. Oh!
Chucky just continuing with that aggression.
Slamming in the air.
And so now, since Chucky has the 2 Glorybringers, he's going to start being able to exert once a turn. And Andrew is going to go and wrap the board, though. Which means that we are now looking back in a spot where Andrew is slightly ahead.
What does he have to pick back up? 3 creatures. Mechanic, Glorybound Initiate, and the Sunwing.
Yep.
So cashing that in if he doesn't have anything next turn. I think he's just going to cash it in next turn.
Oh. That Whirler Virtuoso is going to put on a clock, though.
I don't think you can afford to Dawn this turn, then.
No.
Cloudblazer. What are we looking for?
So, do you think Chucky's gonna go all in and just make the 4 tokens here?
I think it's... There's no reason not to. Make 4 tokens, you're losing a token, hit him for 3.
So yeah, he's just going on for the full 4 Thopter tokens. Going down 2 energy, and he is now going to have, if he attacks with all... If Andrew chump blocks the Serve of the Conduit and eats a Thopter, he'll be taking 5 damage, which is a non-zero amount.
Correct.
And if Chucky has... Like, there are a lot of things Chucky have that can just put the put this way far in his favor. Not to say it's not already in his favor.
Chucky thinking about what Andrew could have to blow out a full-out attack from him, like instant speed token makers, but I don't think there is anything.
No,
I think the only thing Andrew could be holding up would be a counterspell.
Yeah, I think this is a case of Chucky's lack of knowledge with the particular format of which we are seeing.
I mean, when you throw a deck at somebody and say, here's this, you don't know anything about the format, like, playing very cautiously.
Yeah, but still, for the most part, from what I've been seeing, I have not noticed anything that I thought was a mistake from Chucky's side.
No, Chucky's really good at just, like, giving a set of cards and figuring out what's good and why very quickly on the spot.
Yep.
All out.
Just going all on out.
Because a catcher can attack You're chumping here, blocking a token, take 5, go to 3, dead to tokens next turn.
Yep. And Chucky's just holding something in hand.
Or no, not quite dead to tokens.
He is not dead to tokens, but currently there are a lot of creatures in play.
So we're going to Dawn, pick up some creatures, and
now he gets to cast 2 creatures and get a decent amount of value. Or cast 1 creature.
Okay, now Catcher's online. Passing, leaving out blockers.
Is he dead to 1-piece removal here?
If you can... No. Oh yeah, it turns off Oketra.
Yeah, he's dead to 1-piece removal.
Did Chucky bring in Magma Ray? Did we ever decide on that?
Yes.
He did?
Yes, I believe so. It looked like he did.
So we're seeing double land from Chucky.
Double land is real bad for him.
Definitely not the best spot.
No.
Is that an Ether Hub in hand? No. Yeah.
Ether Hub is in him.
So that's another token at least.
It's another token, but
I don't think you swing with your flyers and just get in for 1 damage.
you do not.
It's like that's just not good. Sitting and waiting for the removals. That feels bad.
Alright. Yeah, I think that Chucky needed to not break off.
Needed to find the removal, for sure.
Yeah. Like, he had a couple turns where if he had drawn correctly, he could have easily got the game, but he's now being put in a position where he's now facing a pretty large amount of aggression from Andrew.
Trigger Legion's landing gets you some lifelink blockers, which
So-
is very good for Andrew. So we're getting in for 6, 8, 9 damage.
Now Chucky thinking about what block he wants to make, and yep. He's using the mechanic to pick up the pick up a Cloud Blaze or recast it, and I don't think there's a way Chucky wins this game now.
7 life, decent hand, and a board that wide.
Yeah, I think that this game is pretty handedly in Chucky's favor. I mean, Andrew's favor. Here.
Right.
And it looks like he drew an attune with Aether there.
Yeah.
Yep, and he's just dead. Alrighty then, we're going to game 3 here. Super exciting.
Very exciting.
Though relevantly, if I believe it was
Tesserator.
Tesserator. So if hypothetically next week we would do standard, Legacy, would you prefer to see someone playing Storm or Check Pile go through a Gauntlet? Because those are the 2 decks that we currently know are going to be tested.
I want to say Check Pile, just because it's just for viewing pleasure. A lot of people don't like watching too many combo decks and would rather see.
That's fair.
But I mean, I definitely would prefer to watch Storm. I'm just thinking about the majority of people don't want to.
Yeah, the majority of people don't want to see
sit down and oh man, I turned 2 again. Okay, we'll do it again and again.
Yeah.
Oh man, I've turned 1. How spicy.
Storm does get a little repetitive. It's very consistent, and consistent can a lot of times lead to repetitive.
And repetitive is not fun for a long stream.
Yeah. That could be fun for 5 matches in an hour and a half.
I mean, this is also Legacy, so if everybody's playing super fast, maybe we can do 3 out of 5 matches.
3 out of 5, or more matches, or even 2 gauntlets, something like that.
Yeah.
Leovold. Okay, so Check Pile it is then. I guess. I don't know. You put a meme face, so I'm just gonna assume.
That's not a meme face.
It's a meme face. Everything's a meme face. My life is a meme. But I mean.
Then why don't we make you the new Kappa?
I can't see. My eyes are rubbish. and your phone's like a mile away.
What is it Kappa HD? I think that might be premium. Oh man, I've got a handful of good meme faces. If you want meme faces, like
No.
don't worry about it.
I'm worried about it. I'm worried about everything.
Kappa's definitely a meme. Stream someone goldfishing Storm. That's what we're saying. Like, you put Storm through the gauntlet, which is basically just videotaping yourself goldfish.
Oh no! Making the opponent reveals their hand to address Archibald therapy.
Oh no! I'll just like wave my hands at the camera and just go, there you go.
And sometimes they're like, I'm playing like elves or something, and then they go, game 1, I'm dead. No, sorry, elves is a matchup with interaction. Lands.
What a wonderful username. I do really like that username. Why is that not me?
Why is that username not me? Alright.
Here we are, game 3. Long Tusk Cub. Servant! That's right, Cubs came out. Was it the full set or 2?
2, but I believe he put them back in.
Okay. Aviary Mechanics, a silly card with a Cloud Blazer. And Legion's Landing.
And everything.
And everything. It's basically White Mane Lion. Just not quite as good with Monument.
It's a worse core Skyfisher.
That I can agree with.
I believe.
Now if you get 2 of them, you can White Mane Lion and just token for mana. It's me, ya boy, the bald man.
Ah.
Well, hello, bald man.
Hello, bald man.
Essence Scatter, your Glory Bound Initiate, here's the landing. Come on and slam.
And Chucky thinking about whether or not he wants to block here.
Thinking about a Magma Spray now. Maybe an Abrade. I don't think he would use the Abrade on it. Okay, Harness Lightning. Not awful.
Harness Lightning, not terrible. Yep.
Stream is looking great.
We try to make it look passable at the very minimum. Alright,
Glorybringer, turn 4.
Good old turn 4 Glorybringer. Do you think he exerts it?
Seeing how Chucky played last time, I think he does.
No exert.
No exert this time. I like not exerting it. I was just expecting him to.
Well, the thing is, I think last time Chucky had temper reasons to exert it. This time he does not.
Oh, that's right. He was trying to keep the Oketra offline.
Yeah. And Andrew attacked all out, so now Chucky can get in there again, and if he has an Abrade, then he gets a lot of advantage. But he does not. So... He does have Sweltering Suns, though.
No exerts. Chucky. Oh, that's right. I was trying to think last game if Chucky had a way to clean up that board state, and I just completely forgot about Sweltering Suns, yeah.
Yep. And Chucky just holding it for probably this turn.
Looking at Oketra, yeah.
He could possibly wait one more turn. Solely because unless Andrew plays another creature, which he does.
And not picking up a card, so Andrew left it 1 card in hand. I think this is a great time to fire it off.
Yeah, I think that you go and fire off. That means Oketra is no longer alive, and he can't flip his enchantment next turn.
Right, which means you're taking away his tokens and keeping him off of tokens.
He will lose his Servo of the Conduit, but that's completely fine.
Yeah, I will gladly take that loss.
Yeah, and Chucky, yeah, I keep mixing up names for some reason. Andrew will then be left with 1 card in hand.
Attune. Make some energy.
Yep.
Disrupting showing your Attune.
Checking with the tapped out opponent if his Attune with Aether resolves. Always.
You never know what's in standard. You never
He may
know.
have reprinted Force of Will.
Or daze. Could have dazed it to keep him off of like another Glorybringer.
It wouldn't even do that though.
Well, if he didn't have the land drop, and also if he didn't want to spend the energy. You just never know, Nathaniel.
Never know.
I mean, we got Essence Scatter back in Standard, so like... We have Censor, that's basically daze.
Yep.
Sweltering Suns.
Yep.
Kaboom.
Sweltering Suns, he wanted to see if he could get that free damage in with Conduit. Of course, Andrew's not going to just let that through.
Not with a 3/6 double striker.
Yeah. But, like, there's no reason not to.
Yeah, it's worth checking your opponent.
It could have been a misstep. You're correct. I assume you mean a mental misstep.
Oh yeah. Mental messed up the Attune.
Standard All-Star.
Standard All-Star. This is what I was talking about. If you didn't have the land drop, you burn the energy, so now he's one less Thopter. Which stays in Nathaniel.
Okay.
Cloudblaster's great draw for Andrew.
It's a great draw, but 3, 7.
Oh, you're still
He's
still
still
looking
dead.
at 3 tokens with Glory. Is
He's still dead.
hit you in the air for
7.
3? Oh, yeah. Show me the removal spell, Andrew. I can't count.
Right. Yep. And I believe that Chucky should have the game here.
And stuff will make the 3 tokens.
Yep. And what could Andrew have here? I legitimately don't know.
I don't think he has instant speed removal. I think it's just like knowing how conservative Chucky is. I had the win. Let me just whip out this Glorybringer.
He wanted to show that he was super dead.
Show him your junk, warrior.
Alright, so right now we're looking at the good old gauntlet curse for
Andrew's
again.
about to have that L. Oh yeah, slam and jam.
Alright, so I think next we're going against Teamer Energy. I mean, not Teamer.
We are against Hammer,
Against a Bug Energy.
right?
With
But
Connor
McBroom,
McBrim.
that transition. It's a little off center today, but oh well.
It's a little off center, but I think that's just from the table moving.
Yeah, the table moves like every 30 minutes.
Table moves more depending on who's playing.
There's a chance it fixes itself. Glorybringer almost as good as Siege right now. I think
Okay, so it's not going to be as good, but speaking solely as a person who judged during that time, at least they don't have the same tough. At least they don't have more toughness than they do power, because God, those games never ended. You both just played Siege Rhino, and you look at each other, and you're like, "You gonna attack?" And the other person's like, "Nah." Are you gonna attack? And then you're like, "Nah."
yeah, like
then the judge
Tassiger and
cries.
Rhino, and everybody. You just sit and you sit and you sit. Like Glorybringers can at least trade with each other.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff can just trade,
Glorybringer
except for the indestructible gods. Those just
Off-center,
Cool.
just like my life. I'm glad that we have that in common.
anyone on Esper Absent tokens. I think our friend Alex has Absent tokens, but I don't think we're playing it tonight. I don't
So-
think it's put together.
Alex has it, but I don't think he has it on him.
You just top deck, right? You just drain them out. You whip them back. If you whip your rhinos back and forth, you just win.
Yeah, like you just keep going.
Now I want to play Sidisi Whip again.
So DC Whip was. I mean, I actually wasn't playing any during that block. I literally was just judging.
I still my favorite deck ever in Magic was playing Esper Dragons in Standard. I had so much fun with that deck.
We of course know what my favorite time in Magic was.
The time where you get to turn 1 Storm 2 games in a row.
No, the time where you go turn 3, your opponent goes cast card, and you're on the play, and you go Deceiver Exarch, untap my island, Spell Pierce, untap Splinter Twin, and they're like, don't do that. And I'm like, you're dead.
Whip that thing. Abzan Whip was alright. I definitely preferred Sultai Whip just because I like the a lot harder on the graveyard synergies.
Yeah. But no, my favorite time in Standard was actually when you could use Nephalia Drowning Yard as a win condition.
Mm-hmm.
That was my favorite win
Bring
condition.
to Rhino. Bring to Rhino and 34 Rhinos was a very fun time. Funny.
Nothing but Rhino.
Nothing but
Oops,
Rhino.
all Rhinos.
Oops, all Rhinos. I think that was the name of
Whoa.
a deck tech.
Alright, so, did we see who won the die roll? Did they do a die roll yet?
I have no idea what's going on in my life.
It's a mess. Callblade was my... Okay, yeah. Callblade's a pretty good deck to enjoy. I enjoyed Callblade, I just enjoyed having access to a land win condition a little bit more. It was just really fun just to do nothing.
Funnily
except for counter
enough,
and kill.
I started playing Magic during... I think it was during or right after Callblade Standard. But the thing was, I didn't start playing Standard. I was introduced to Magic playing Modern. I was actually at school and forgot what happened. I was like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In school or something, whatever kids do, and I was introduced to Magic, and I would start playing. I think it was Tron and Malerapod
So,
were the two decks that I started with, and that's how I learned the game, was these two busted decks that just get to do crazy things.
I started off playing... My first game was with Unhinged and Unglued cards. That was awful. And then I started playing Commander, and after a little bit of Commander, I ended up discovering that I had really enjoyed the rules part of Magic, so I became a judge. Is Sebastian Torres commenting with me?
That is, yes. Sebi, Seabass, Sablastoise, Salt Bastion. It's very hard to tell, but we do have the current commentators at the
Which I
bottom
really
center.
enjoy the touch of having.
I really like it. I think the font's a little thick, as some might like
Yeah.
to say. It's probably a little hard to see on a smaller screen.
Yeah.
But
Alright.
starting off with the good old turn 2 Glorybound Initiate from Andrew.
Perfect initiate every single time.
Salt Bastion.
That me.
Rogue Refinery. Also a very good card to Standard.
Yep.
They're not as busted as Hazoret or Glorybringer or the Scarab God.
It's not as busted, but the thing is also costs less mana. It's a very good setup card.
Very, very strong setup card.
Alright, so let's see what's going on now.
No step on Snack.
Alright, so Long Tusk Cobb plus Sneck. Age-old combo in Standard.
It is the combo of the century.
Cobb is just my favorite card.
Is it really? Then why
In
aren't you
Standard.
playing it? Then why aren't you playing it?
Because I'm a control player. I'm a control/tempo player. Teamer.
Then
slash
play
Sultai is
Bug
really good.
Control and just side into Long Tusk Cub every game.
No.
Well then,
The fact that Blue-Black Control is tier 1 right now makes me too excited not to play it.
but you're not playing Long Tusk Cub. Though you do get to play the Card Advantage Powerhouse.
You get to play Card Advantage Powerhouse, you get to play Scarab God, you get to play Torrential Gear Hole. Like, you just get so much stuff.
Dino Rabbit was the best Yu-Gi-Oh format. I don't want to go too deep into Yu-Gi-Oh, but I really enjoyed playing Sylvans when I did play.
Wait, did you play the library in there? The Sylvan Library?
No, I didn't get to play Sylvan Library. I'm sorry.
I'm joking.
Though, the thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Sylvans, you did get to peek the top cards of your deck every turn for different effects. So you're almost playing Sylvan Library.
That's fair.
I guess that's a plant thing. We're going to Dusk the Long
Alright,
Tusk
so
Cub.
worth noting, they both currently have creatures stolen under one of their creatures.
Yep. Well,
Only Connor's getting to cast the Gold Round.
Because Ether Hub is kind of good.
Well, no, you can cast it with any color mana.
Shut up. I knew that.
Okay.
That actually makes a lot more sense than just saying you have to have Ether Hub to cast this this Cloud Laser.
All right, so Connor down to 1 card in hand. Looking at Andrew's board position, I like Andrew's board position a little bit more, but not that much more.
Does he have Monument? He doesn't have Monument.
He doesn't have Monument. He has no real way of gaining creature advantage. And Connor aggressively using that Blossoming Defense to gain life and gain more damage. I don't think it's necessary, but at the same time, this deck doesn't run all that much removal.
I think the only main deck removal is the Dusk.
The Dusk, and then the creature that's in play currently, whose name I am.
Oh, Fairgrounds Warden.
Fairgrounds Warden.
Double Initiate. Here we go.
Alright, well, Connor's face... Oh, but he does have a Walking Ballista in hand.
Ballista's
really good right now.
pow, pow, pow.
Yep. So, now we're facing down a position where Connor's favored in the long game, and can't confirm been physically hit by a monastery.
Above that. Andrew does throw his 1-drops.
This is correct. Just throws them. Just tosses them.
I can't imagine him playing Burn and just, like, poking your eye with a lightning bolt.
He plays Storm.
Is it specifically turn 1 plays, or is it 1-drops? I think it's just turn 1 plays.
He plays Storm. He just picks up, like, a pile of Tendrils bag, and he just pitches them at the opponent. Storm count, you're dead.
We're seeing this, Connor's basically on Esper.
So, right now, though, looking at this game has been very back and forth. And by back and forth, I mean Connor has gone from being in a very commanding position to being in an even position to being in a very commanding position again.
Right.
And I gotta tell you that that looking at the matchup so far, I've felt like the opponent's been favored a lot against Andrew's deck.
I'd have to agree. Connor here with Pump Spell Fatal Push. Now holding that Blossoming Defense to, because it's not lethal this turn.
Yep.
Maybe push it next turn.
Yep. No reason to get in there to put Andrew to 1.
Yeah. With the current board state. Well, here we go. Saving the creature.
That's a pretty heads-up play, though.
Huh.
So, Connor trying to Fatal Push a 5-drop there. Doesn't work out too great for him. But is able to kill the Fairgrounds Warden and get back his Cobra. And he's going to go up to 6 energy here.
How did the Glint Sleeve Siphoner die?
The Glint Sleeve Siphoner. So what happened was Andrew tried to Fairgrounds Warden it.
Okay.
Connor pumped it with
okay.
and then he cast...
That's what put it up into Dawn territory.
Yes.
Or Dusk.
Dusk, yes. I'm glad the correct name dawned on you. But
Connor, just read the cards. Just read the mana cost.
just read them.
Just.
Worth noting, Storm Count Concussion is now going to be a phrase I'm going to use at an event.
That's really strong. Aftermath, pick up my entire graveyard?
Yeah, that's,
Wait, actually his entire graveyard?
No, not his entire graveyard.
Oh, it's two or less. Okay.
Yeah. So he does not pick up his initiates.
All 3 of them.
But he picks up the Fairgrounds Warden. And as much as I was joking earlier, Connor is now in an awful position.
Yeah, I don't think Connor has a good way to push that last damage.
Walking Ballista.
That's right. That's a card in that deck.
So Connor has a 3. I think there are 3 left. Thank you for the sub there, Mr. Ghost.
Follow.
Follow, sorry. Same thing. Except for not really at all.
Did it just dawn on you? It sure did.
Ha. Got him.
Tell Connor not to lose. I mean, that requires me getting up, going over there.
Wait. Connor not to loose. What is he not supposed to loosen up?
He's not wearing a tie.
Do we not want his pants to be loose?
Don't loosen up his gameplay.
Don't loosen up his gameplay.
Just win.
Yeah, don't be so loose. Got you.
Don't be lewd.
Don't be lewd.
His vowel.
Wow. You went there. I'm proud of you.
We are currently getting there, TM.
Alright. So, is Connor's only out right now to draw the Ballista?
It sure looks like it. Connor's not playing Haze Creatures. He's not playing Flags.
Oh boy.
What do we have here? I can't see anything. Oh, we've got the mechanic combo.
So he mechanic combo to get tokens. Just a lot of them.
So if you don't know, Aviary Mechanic says ETB, you may bounce another permanent you control to your hand. So in the mechanics cost 1 mana due to Monument. So you play one, bounce the second one, play one, bounce the second one. And here's the Ballista.
So, first like to say thank you for the follow, and second like to say, look at that top deck. Connor just pulling it out. They're having a good old chuckle in there about that top deck. It was really strong.
Yeah.
You're loud enough, they hear you already.
We definitely hear you, Connor.
Connor. So, quick little behind the scenes knowledge. You can see how Andrew is wearing a headset. So they are each wearing a headset, so that way they cannot hear us. But the headsets are connected to separate microphones, so that they can hear each other.
Yeah, the headsets are connected to what is it? Just a board. They're connected to a board, so they can.
They hear each other as well as music that is playing to drown out us. That way we don't make a comment about something in their hand, and then they can hear us. As with our setup, we are within a relatively close proximity to each other.
10 feet separated by some drywall. So, and not even quite separated. We have an open doorway.
Yeah.
So it's just keep allowing us to talk about whatever's happening, including what's in hands and what the plays are, without them picking up and making biased decisions.
Yeah, because we want to avoid that here.
Right, because we're actually just playing Magic and not
trying to get the most relevant testing for them, as well as the most is the best possible games for the viewers to watch. So let's talk about sideboards here. Andrew has his 5 at the front here, I think. It looks like he's bringing cast outs in, so I don't know why he grabbed a cast out.
Cast out and Angel in, Dusk out. So only being able to hit about half of Connor's creatures?
So as opposed to Temur Energy, where Temur Energy runs Glorybringers and Bristling Hydras, this list does not have the Glorybringers and Bristling Hydras.
The only thing that it hits is Rogue Refiner and Cub.
Rogue Refiner and Cub, which are good things to hit, but
it's not worth. It's better to play targeted removal.
It's much better to play target removal here. And the fact that it doesn't hit Connor's best creature, which is his Hostage Shaker, that's kind of feels bad.
And it also allows his Angels to go big in the air rather than wide on the ground. Because he's bringing in the Angels to... yes, they can get Hostage Shakered, but unanswered, they can't get pushed. So you have, 3 Hostage Takers, 3 ways to deal with...
3 to 4.
3 to 4 to deal with your just flying beater turn after turn.
Yeah. Now they're talking about some deck choices, kind of talking about sideboarding. I don't know how much prior testing Connor has against this matchup, so...
I like that idea. Stream BlazBlue at the same time.
So, gonna try to keep this channel solely to BlazBlue, though. There may eventually be a side channel or something for streamed vlogs / fighting games in general.
Right.
They don't get as many views, but we gotta like become part of that fighting game community, because
you gotta start showing up to Schooners.
I got it. But
they need us.
I try to encapsulate the hype of fighting games into Magic, though. Even though it may not sound like it now. I was the hype man of the weekend. I wasn't I did not day 2, but I was hyping.
By hyping, you were going around and watching matches and going, yep, sounds like your dad.
Coco and Storm combo?
Can you, like, magnet into Darkrit, into Fireball, into Tendrils? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. We can Coco and Storm. You'll play Melee, or you can't just, like, laser his Dark Petition. I guess
said we're gonna play fighting games, not Melee.
Wait, is Tendrils of Agony a projectile?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah. It seems like you have a bad matchup against Fox.
Oh man. Oh jeez. I mean, what does taxes do?
What does taxes do? What do you mean? What does taxes
What
do?
does taxes do?
It takes your money. Taxation is theft.
So was it like a Ragna-esque character where you take the opponent's life / percentages? Like every single hit?
Oh no. I didn't know what you meant. Taxes.
I know what the deck does.
I know. I know you know. You know. I know. We know. What is taxes as a fighting game character, or a party game character if you play Melee?
All right, let's get back to the game.
Taxes is chic. Oh, because you've got a bunch of 2 drops.
All right, let's
Only Jean gets that.
let's go ahead and get back to this and
Leave the fighting games at the door.
leave the fighting games at the door. Does Connor have multiple Cubs? No, he does not. Wait, yeah. So, alright, this is one of those age-old questions. He has Cub, plus he has the Siphoner. What do you play here in this matchup?
He has the Cub and the what?
Siphoner. Clint Steve.
I like early Cub. Siphoner
Yes.
can come down later.
That is correct.
Nom nom.
That's an issue.
The cat goes to jail.
But
So we see it tune into what's probably going to be Siphoner.
a tune in Siphoner, or if he has a second Cub in hand. And correct me if I'm wrong, but is the next match going to be you playing?
I
Or are
believe
you
so.
going to get someone stand in for you?
I can play a game. It won't take too long. Andrew and I played 5 or 6 games pre-stream, and they were pretty quick games.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm fine hopping in.
Alright, and then I'll be the final match playing Blue-Black Control. Here. Alright.
Final match. It's only 8:30.
What? No. No, you're the next match, and then I'm the final match. If it goes long.
Right.
If it doesn't go that long, then we can have another match.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, if it's just us 2 playing, like, even Blue-Black, I think we'd be wrapping up fairly early.
I think the pace of play that I take, as well as the pace of play that Andrew takes, can mitigate the fact that it's a grindy matchup. Also, I feel a lot less good in that matchup than I would if with approach control, because I don't have
You don't have sweepers.
sweepers and I don't have approach.
Right. Both of which you kind of need to keep up with the
So I
slew
actually
of tokens.
I feel like I may be Andrew's one win in this thing.
Yeah, Ballista is kind of the bane of the Blue-White Monument deck. And that and sweepers, you can kind of fight the sweepers with counterspells out of the side.
Yeah.
And also usually rebuild from sweepers. But Andrew and I have discussed how awful some of the Ballista matchups are.
Yeah.
And just being able to pick off your X1s like the Angel if you go wide, or your Glorybound Initiates just get shot down so easily.
Alright, so right now Connor's being swung up by 2 2/2s on the ground, being pumped by another Angel. Let's see if Connor has a way to handle that Angel, which it looks like he does. The only issue being here is if Andrew has removal, he can possibly get some value off that. But if he doesn't, then if Connor gets cast it, game feels real strong for him.
See, here's cast out for ping the token, take your Angel back.
So, Andrew's like, I don't know how I took your refiner as well, but whoops.
But whoops, I stole it.
Alright.
So how does fabricate work? Is that Is that a trigger that you pick modes upon resolution?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Because that's something that's that was relevant there. If Connor could have responded and shot the angel,
I think it's as it enters the battlefield.
that you choose the modes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're correct here. Batzak. I think that's
Like,
your name.
I'm 99% sure you can respond to it. I just don't know if you ping it before Fabricate resolves, if you can then choose to make, like, if you don't ping it, you give it counters, but if you do ping it, you make tokens.
If it's a trigger, then he has to choose before it resolves. If it's enter the battlefield, then choose one. He has to choose the mode before it resolves.
I think Fabricate says as it enters.
If it's as wait, let's actually look that up. It's ETB. Okay. We're double checking just because we don't want to make dumb commentary here. This is also probably something that's just well known at this point. No, just look at that. Just look at that one.
When this creature enters the battlefield, put 2+1/+1 counters on it, or create 2 servos.
Yeah, that would be a trigger. It's not as it enters the battlefield, so yeah, he could ping that. Either way.
Yeah, that's a problem. What do I want to target?
Alright, so Andrew's swinging in there for 12. This is not looking like a game that Connor's winning.
No. I think this is, maybe Andrew's bringing this match back.
Well, no, he's. I think he's definitely winning this game. We're gonna have to see how game 3 goes. I see. I can't make out all that much in Connor's hand, but
We see a Vraska.
We see a Vraska, but what does Vraska do here?
Well, we see that. We're gonna take down.
Okay, so Walking Ballista kills both angels.
Right. Kill one, hit the other. Just passing.
There's no real way to get blown out by doing that. Oh wait, no, there is, because he's dead now.
Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah, I don't think Connor realized that because his immediate response when Andrew announced the amount he was stacking for was, "Oh, yeah, I'm dead." Poop. Okay, so going to game 3. Connor Gum is going to be on the play. Energy being on the play just feels a lot stronger than being on the draw.
Yeah. Turn 2 Cub, and they're just now making their second land drop. Feels really good.
Last game, turn 2 Cobb into Andrew's turn 3 stealing it.
Mm-hmm.
Feels really weak, whereas if he had been on the play, he could have Blossoming Defense to protect it.
Blossoming Defense protected, or at least just get the energy off of it.
Like, actually looking at the game, if he had been on the play, I think he would have won that game.
I'd definitely have to
Because
agree.
his curve would be turn 2 Cub, turn 3 play Siphoner, Blossoming Defense the Cub or the Siphoner, and then continue to get in there for a decent amount. Alright, Andrew and Mulligan. Connor is saying that his hand is awkward, but I do see an Attune plus a snack.
It was Ether Hub at Tune.
Yeah. It looks like the thing that's awkward is his lands. He doesn't have
The lack of lands.
It looks like a island plus an Aether Hub.
Oh, was there an island?
It looks like. I'm not for sure.
There's a Walk the Plank.
Wait, what? What?
It's definitely a Walk the Plank.
The bad juju's on you now.
Okay, Andrew's in the mold 5.
Things are looking even better for Connor. Mold of 5, Andrew on the play.
Okay, so one detail we missed, apparently, they were talking that apparently game 1, Connor was a mold of 5.
Was he?
I don't know, he just said they were, so I'm not entirely sure if I'm mishearing.
No, we had Blue-White Approach as the game one. We have Blue-White Monument in the gauntlet currently. This is our third round of the night.
Third round of the night. So it went
Game
blue
3.
white.
It went Blue-White Approach into Teamer Energy, now on Sultai Energy, going into Game 3.
And then next round we're going to be playing
Me on Grixis Tesserator. Grixis Improvise.
Grixis Improvise, whatever you want to call it. And then the final round will be, not necessarily the final round, but the fifth round would be Blue-White Control. Depending on time, we may have a sixth round or go on from there.
Or we just swapped a Legacy.
We could possibly do that. As I said, my Lexi list isn't completely settled, so we could
Also,
do it.
it's all torn apart.
Yeah, I kind of proxied.
You proxied a standard deck on top of your Legacy deck.
Man, look. So I'm seeing a lot of Legacy right now, and I'm hearing you.
We hear you. Well, we see you.
I hear with my eyes.
It sounds like your
I
lights
have
are on,
special
Kevin.
eyes.
I have special eyes. Just look with your special eyes at this wonderful board state from Connor McBroom.
Alright.
All Storm decks are the same. Well,
That's not even close to true.
Burn is just slow Storm.
That's not even close to true.
Let's compare Blue-Red Storm to Tez to Ant. Play Frontier. We're not playing Frontier. I actually kind of want to memes aside to get into Frontier just to play Esper Dragons.
No.
Because that's still my favorite deck that I've ever played.
So, I don't know. We could possibly do lands versus check pile.
It's slow Storm.
It's not. I could write you an entire essay on why you're wrong.
500 words due tomorrow afternoon.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Now,
Now, I know that we're trying to build a viewership base here, but, like...
I don't want to have to ban you.
No, we're not throwing around the ban word. We're not talking about Splinter Twin.
You got me good. Storm players wish they were Naya Burn players.
I could certainly give you some advice on Ant later down the road. With that, I believe I know who you are, GC Morgan. Well, I don't know who you are, and I'm awkwardly pointing you out.
Thanks, George. Game over, Ethan. Who is that? Is that... Wait, we have Samuel L. Jackson in chat. Sam L. Jackson says Storm players wish they were Naya Burn players.
Wait, what? Where do you see Samuel Jackson?
Game over, Samuel L. Jackson.
Ah, okay. Alright, so we're looking at a pretty even board state right now. It looks like.
Cast out the snack. We have Siphoner facing down a bear. Connor triple attuned. And I can't tell if that's a cub or a bull. I think that's a ballista in the graveyard. That's got to be a ballista.
Yeah. No.
You see Hostage Taker walk the plank, set a Siphoner in hand.
Looks like it. And it looks like next turn he's going to have access to Curse Catcher plus immediately cast it if there's a 2-drop. Which feels stronger.
Ethan, no.
I cannot currently check my messages, but I'll do that later. Alright,
How do you walk away?
This is a mess.
So,
I'm
Andrew was
hoping you
asking
guys...
how his bird walked the plank. Very valid question.
He has feet. Viewers, can you hear all of the yelling and excitement here?
Connor and Andrew are both very excitable people.
They are incredibly.
It's not...
I can't imagine them in the commentary booth together. I think it would just be a lot of yelling and oh my god, oh geez.
someone draws a land and they just like actually break the mic out.
They just lose their mind.
Can't handle it.
Oh, look, another glove sleeve. Forgot the draw card.
Is Connor just Andrew Part 2?
Who are you? I'm you, but you.
I'm you, but like not even stronger. I'm just you.
Michael just wins in a turn cycle, and Chucky just wins.
So I'm really curious who we're replacing you with.
So he can't cast it. He's just gonna get Mind Slicer back this card and pound.
I'm sure you're dying inside to commentate with Chucky, though he doesn't know a lot about Standard.
Oh yeah, Chucky. I can commentate with him. It's basically gonna be just a bunch of yelling as well.
Not quite.
It's gonna be yelling.
No, I feel like Chucky's going to be very serious.
Yeah. All right. Yep.
Let's look at the foil Scarab God. Look at you go, Connor.
Ooh, woo! That card. I bet he got that for cheaper than it is now.
Yeah.
All right.
At least they're not invocations at $230.
$230.
$230.
So Andrew looking at a strong 03 right now.
I don't think so.
I don't believe so.
Might be. Yeah, it's Ohio. Not quite West Virginia.
Yeah. Unless we're wrong.
No. Well, it sounds like I am going in, so I'll be here and you can watch this this garbage check
Oh
play
man, I get
against
to
this.
be on your phone.
Oh, I hope you drop it on a rock or something.
Ha 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 ha! Drop on a rock. It's funny because that's how I broke my last phone.
It's hilarious.
All right, so we're bringing Chucky into the booth here.
Just clip this to your shirt.
What's a clip? What's a shirt?
Is it on current? Is that mic currently on? As
Shirt? Shirt? Things I miss.
The lid. The lid. The lid.
That's my shirt. And what was this thing on? Wonderful.
Sorry, I'm just laughing. Chucky's just not knowing Mike's work.
Just flip that.
There's an on and off switch and
Yeah,
some other
we're
stuff.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm officially on?
Yeah, you're officially on. There's gonna be a lot of static as you're like moving around and stuff.
That's fine.
Oh well, maybe I don't know. What are the details on this, Chucky?
Details on what?
That.
I don't know. Oh, are people asking if I'm looking for a house? Not in West. Well, actually, yeah, it is in West Virginia. I'm lying. It's both. But neither. I'm looking on the state line of Ohio and West Virginia.
Okay.
So
Beautiful.
it's close enough.
Hi then, Chucky. So, you ready to commentate on some Magic?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
The old cardboard crack.
Yep.
So it'd be weird if I sit like this and we do like some weird fusion thing with our feet that no one can see. So
It'd be a little weird for me.
it'd be like I'd be a more beautiful me, but because I'd have long hair, right?
Yeah, my hair is decently long at this point.
Yeah, you have. It's not even hair. You have like a full mane. It's wonderful.
Alright.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, good to have you back.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Waiting on the match to start up.
waiting on the match start. Have you seen Sebastian Zecchi's currently on?
In standard, no.
It is a mess.
That's great. It sounds like a Sebastian deck.
So its win conditions are Tezzeret, the 4-drop one, and
Okay.
and then that demon that you can tap artifacts to cast.
That demon, the improvised demon.
Yeah.
So is the deck just called improvise?
Yeah, Grixis
And not
improvise.
and not the mechanic. Just I'm improvising with these cards. That,
Yep, and he also plays the 5-drop that makes 2/1/1 Thopter dudes. Dude, I don't know any of the names of the cards, Tim.
Oh, thanks. All right. So, as much as I appreciate being called beautiful, who the hell is Cum Ghost? You're gonna have to clarify.
Cum Ghost is John.
John. Okay. Shouldn't you say John is a cum ghost?
One of those things is true. Alrighty then. I have literally no idea what Andrew is doing right now.
Give him a moment.
Okay, so Sebastian had been proxying the Fatal Pushes in his deck
Okay.
because he didn't feel like switching them out between Modern and Standard.
I see. Okay. So far, where are we at as far as Andrew's Gauntlet? We're this is fourth match.
Yep.
He played against Blue-White Approach
Teamer and Bug.
Teamer and Bug Energy.
And he is currently 0-3.
Not to say that. At least I don't know how his first match went, but at least the second match was like fairly close. But I mean, Glorybringer's a card. Like, what do you do?
Connor pulled out the game 1 of the energy matchup pretty hard
After missing my trigger.
after missing a trigger. And the matchup against Blue White Control felt awful for him.
Yeah, which he stated that it felt terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Winning.
It definitely felt good to be playing Magic again. Specifically, and from at least what I've read, Teamer Energy is well within the confines of upper tier 1 right now.
Teamer Energy, Blue Black Control, Ramming Up Red, and are there any other tier 1 decks right now?
It's pretty solid to say those are.
Are we just talking
That's
about
fair.
stuff that has results, or are we talking about decks that are consistently like appearing?
Probably like percent wise, and that's I get only because it's kind of the
It's like-
results oriented.
It's like 2 weeks ago, you could say that the deck I'm playing, which I've already changed quite a bit.
Yeah,
most of
that's
based
fair.
off of, was tier 1, but like
Now no one's
it
playing it.
won the first standard open of the season,
And then it did
and
nothing.
then it hasn't shown up since.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So right now, like,
Which is why I've slowed the deck down.
yeah, we'll call it more so that, like, the 3 most prominent decks thus far have been Teamer, Ramming Up, and...
Yeah. I mean, between nationals and then Worlds.
Mm.
Yeah.
But Worlds was a very weird meta. Like, when...
Well, yeah, they usually are. Let's see where we're at.
And to answer the question of Disturbed, yes, Chucky, I believe, is going to be playing at least Magic in some way, shape, or form.
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually.
I'm back, but
Back-ish.
backish in slow form.
Yeah.
I'm like Voldemort. Like, I'm not back yet, and the 4th book won't be out until like solidly December to January, so you gotta
Yeah.
wait. But
It's like that scene in John Wick where he's like, yeah, I think I'm back. Only instead of saying, yeah, I think I'm back, he goes, yeah, I think I'm back in a couple months.
with that fucking pencil, I can say that, right?
Yeah, just try to minimize the
Already did.
cussing.
Okay, yeah.
Joke's on you.
Yeah, to be fair, it was a quote, not the saying anything hateful,
Yep.
but okay.
Okay.
Let's see where we're at here.
So Sebastian used his 1 mana leak to counter the Oketra. And funnily enough, even with his interesting deck, it looks like he's in a pretty good position.
Yeah, well, he definitely had a huge tempo swing there between getting rid of Glorybound with his push and then using the counter spell to kind of just keep completely stabilized, and he's pretty far ahead in the board state.
Yep. And even right now, yeah, Andrew draws 2 cards, but like, he's still in a fine position right now. So.
Yeah.
Catching up on the chat.
Hey, you're totally fine.
Connor is now catching up on the chat, going to see. I believe there were some comments about him.
Who is the one that I don't want to say out loud?
Oh, Come Ghost?
That one.
Come Ghost is John Kingery.
Of course. Oh yeah, I scrolled down and I was like, oh, play melee, I'll power shield. Okay. Alright, now I know who that is. Cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
My phone's about to die, so sure.
Come Ghost is a melee scrub. He won't money match me.
So Andrew's running through the gauntlet, and then are we gonna play more matches afterwards? Or
We're not sure.
not for sure.
We're kind of working on how long it takes.
We're pretty
We-
quick through. I mean,
We're
like,
pretty quick through. We like to
Just
usually
one more match to play.
one more match to play, and this match, like, I don't think these 2 matches should take that long. We usually try to wrap around 11:30.
How late is it right now?
It's 8:45.
So I think Andrew's problem right now with his current board state is that he doesn't have any. Well, this will put him back in a decent spot playing the Angel of Invention.
Does he make? Oh, what? We're in game 3, game 2.
No, he's only in game 1. I think that needs to be fixed. They've only played their first game.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, because Sebastian had to transfer some cards over to his modern.
okay.
Yeah, it's the first
He
game.
doesn't actually
Okay.
have a win yet.
I was confused.
So yeah, I was gonna say Andrew was pretty far behind because he didn't have any of his payoff cards to help just swarm the board, but the Angels turned everything around.
One other thing of note with Sebastian's deck, he doesn't really have any sweepers or efficient ways to deal with 5 drops.
Which is
5 drops you're talking about? Like,
The Angel specifically. Like, he could use a
the
Tezzeret.
demon can nuke it.
The Demon can nuke it.
Like,
Yeah.
the thing about this deck is that even the high costs of like the Angels and Cloud Blazers, that if Andrew decides to not put both counters onto it for the improvised trigger, or,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, What's it called?
It's a mechanic.
I forget the mechanic, but it's
Fabricate.
a fabricate.
Fabricate,
mechanic,
that's
yeah.
it.
So if he doesn't put both counters on Fabricate, the demon can still just kill it with one
Yeah.
activation. That was when we were playing the other day in Charlotte. It was like the scariest way for me to lose is that if he just started machine gunning all of my stuff. Luckily, in my deck, there's a bunch of 3 toughness idiots in there with like hostage.
It's a good idea.
So I just took my little lapel mic here, so hopefully you can hear both me and Connor.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Whew.
So
Oh yeah, Sauron's a much better reference versus Voldemort. I agree.
yeah,
I'd much rather be Sauron.
yeah.
You're Soren?
Voldemort's kind of a
Sauron.
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 Yeah.
Ah,
Different characters entirely.
it's like, Soren?
Sauron.
He's not encased in stone currently.
No.
There's stuff going on.
Yeah. So unless Sebastian does have a way to solidly get ahead and just overpower, Andrew's gonna eventually catch up because he has. He was able. Yeah, he was also able to. Ooh, there's
Yeah,
there's
that's-
monument.
so
It's gonna help him get ahead.
He's got the mechanic, which it looks like he's playing right now.
Okay, so he's gonna play that, then use the mechanic to pick it back up, then play it again.
And then just Alpha Strike with Shepard Dunes activation.
Yeah. Oh, he's picking up a land here.
What land did he pick up?
I
Oh,
couldn't-
did he pick up the transformed landing?
I don't.
No, the landing's
don't
still
think so.
over on the
I'm not
right.
sure what he picked up. He may have picked up the dunes.
But he attacked with 3 creatures, so it
Yeah.
should have been flipped. Oh no, there it is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, it's over there. Yeah.
I'm not sure
So
what
he
he,
has 2
what land he picked up.
dunes. Whatever landing turns into it. What is that card called?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what Legion Landing's called
I just
after it
remember
flips.
the growing rights of Ithilmok.
I remember Growing Rights, and I remember the Card Advantage Powerhouse, better known as Search First Contact.
We've renamed it. It's officially called Kappa.
The Kappa.
The Kappa. Yeah.
Sure.
Alright, Demon's coming down. Is it too little too late here?
Probably.
Yeah, because now even if the demon's able to deal with 1 and 2 threats at a time, he just has too much advantage by just simply drawing 1 creature,
Too much
and he can
advantage.
also make tokens.
Oh,
So-
and
Or he
Demon's
just eats it,
doing
yeah, okay.
nothing at all.
Well, that too. Yeah.
Yes.
Good old
And
cast
it wasn't
out.
a lethal swing, so
It's not a lethal
sure.
swing, but it's Sebastian.
But like it wasn't before that, so
Yeah.
sacrificing a Shepard Dunes really had no yields there.
And right now,
he
Sebastian's
takes
just super far behind. And looking at his deck list,
Has he played any Bantus yet?
no,
Reckoning?
no.
Mm-mm.
Because he does still have a couple of those, right?
I don't believe he plays any Bantu's Last Reckonings.
Oh.
I don't believe the deck plays
This could be
any
bad
rats. Yeah, like, at least main board he plays no rats I know of, unless he switched up his deck since last I saw it.
I will say with the growth of all these token decks that are popping up,
Mhm.
not just this one, but like the
Esper and
Abzan,
Abzan,
and just Black White, I believe
Yeah.
was also one that people were playing. And then you also have like the Blue White Flyer deck.
yeah, like there's so many
You
decks
actually
that-
want a sweeper that you can play by turn.
Yeah,
4.
I believe that the list he's playing is a list from early on in Standard when everyone was on the Teamer / Bug
The
/
four-color,
Run
yeah.
Yeah, like
So this is probably the list that won the Classic, I assume.
I'm pretty sure it's almost exactly the same list.
If not very close.
So you'd
Yeah.
said before he's Grixis. How deep into red is he?
He's playing like 2 cards.
Is it so it's not really enough to support
There's
Sweltering Suns?
Thopterus. I assume there's like Harness Lightning or Braid to some extent. I don't remember the list off the top of my head.
I believe it's just Thopterus in the main board.
Does it have like Sweltering Suns or something?
No.
That's why I was asking. I mean, if he could support double red, then Sweltering Suns would be an ideal card for these specific
So he
matchups in
could
the
support it
sideboard.
because he's playing the land that lets him tap for any color as long as he has an artifact, as well as playing prismatic
Yeah.
land.
He has plenty of ways to fix. You have
Yeah.
map as well.
I mean, it seems like a good card to be playing anyway, since in the later game or a game where it's not relevant, he can at least cycle it. So it seems like it's a much better card for applications the way his deck plays. His deck seems like he doesn't want to put cards that stow away and be too reactive, because then his game plan seems fairly fragile already, because he's very hinging on specific cards to finish a game. And that at least gives him some flexibility so that the card's not entirely dead.
Mm-hmm.
Versus Bantu's Last Reckoning, good, but maybe not a more control mirror matchup.
Yeah. All right. So Andrew just getting in there for just a little damage in there, and Sebastian just taking it.
That's another Cloud Blazer. Ugh, it's vicious.
Well, it's giving him another turn.
Yep.
You know, like 2 more bodies on board. That looked like a Dusk to Dawn.
Which doesn't do much.
Well, yeah.
Like, that card's pretty good.
It actually doesn't do anything.
What's the name of the flyer he just played? I know it's Imposing Sovereign with flying. It's a 2/3.
Kinjali Sunwing.
Kinjali Sunwing.
Thank you.
3 mana, 2/3, flying. Creatures your opponents control under attack.
Which now makes the demon.
Which Walking Ballista gives no shits about.
Yep. Walking Ballista still does its thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Noir.
Oh yeah, that is in
Tapped?
the deck because.
Oh,
we're
look, I
playing
get a
this-
Thopter that comes in tapped.
Yep.
Well, that didn't seem very good, did it?
No, it does not.
And Sebastian just looking at a slowly building Alpha Strike is going to kill him here.
Yeah. I guess the other question is Sebastian's deck on any form of, or any number of Walking Ballistas?
Nope.
No, there's no ballistas.
No ballistas.
Seems like another good card to be able to mana sink, but also it goes with the improvised theme, so I would wonder...
Like, I feel like this list, if it were to, if someone were to actually play it again, it would need a lot of tweaking, because it just feels very bad in the current meta, honestly.
I should let him know that for the purposes of my SpongeBob references, Sebastian should name this deck Bold and Brash.
More like
Bones in the trash. Ah, we got it. We got it.
I missed you, Chucky.
Yeah. Sorry, I've just been saving babies, doing 2-finger chest compressions on dying newborns.
Well, hey man, good job.
Oh no, they died. I didn't do anything. But
All right, that's just. Please tell me they were like mannequins or something.
oh no, I've had in the last 6 months I've had like 8 children die.
Oh my god.
It's I mean, stuff happens. It's
Right.
only so much you can do. But
Okay.
I mean, for that many that have died, I've saved. I mean, at least
Good. Wonderful.
several fold more, so it's not a problem. But
Yeah, like Chucky being the great lifesaver he is.
it's like being a goalie. Like you can't stop every goal. Sorry, some goals are gonna go to heaven. It's okay.
I can think of several Jim Jeffries jokes that are just not appropriate right now.
Oh my god.
We have our cyborg going.
That got dark super quick.
Yeah, things took a left turn.
So, he's got battles. I knew that one. Aether Spear Harvester looks good for this matchup.
Yeah.
However, it looks like the rest of his sideboard is not very powerful yet.
It's consistent.
Those are in the sideboard?
Consistent theme with the deck.
What are on the sideboard? Angel?
The Scroungers.
The Scrounger? Yeah, so...
He doesn't have a lot of creatures to...
He doesn't. You're correct. What does it do?
Let's go ahead and rewind about.
Why are those
2
not
minutes.
3 Bantu's Last Reckoning or Sweltering Suns?
Because you can get aggressive out of the board.
They can get what?
Aggressive.
with 3 scrappy?
I'll
Chargers?
show you aggressive. It's called you just put the 4th Tezzeret Stutch in the deck.
Yes.
That
You
card
do.
is great.
Why is that card also not in the main board? There's just so many questions.
No. So I can understand touch not being in the main board.
Yeah, that's
because you're trying to power out and go wide. Like that seems to be the way that this deck wins. Is that you're playing your Maverick Thopterus as quickly as possible into one of the demons, and you just try to stay ahead of them on
Yeah.
advantage. Scrounger just seems actually a little bit out of place. I
Actually,
do think
Are you
that's
just streaming
the
on your
slot where you
phone?
may wanna,
To follow comments. Oh, I'm gonna do that.
actually, I'm going to have to take a quick break here. Sure, Connor, if you
I
want to take
will
the
grab
mic.
this.
And
Ooh, I get to like clip it on here.
Chucky's gonna pull up the Twitch stream, so you have to have that.
Yeah,
my phone's still
Sorry,
plugged in.
I actually didn't even think about that. I can follow my comments. And then, of course, for those listening, I actually still haven't been using my own Twitch stream to stream Overwatch and Rocket League.
But you're playing on Xbox, aren't you?
PS4.
Oh, okay.
Not terrible.
I'm on the PC game again.
No, unfortunately, my PC completely, it's dead.
I have been playing
So
an unhealthy amount of PlayerUnknown's Battleground. And then
That
my
sounds-
brother has gotten me back into playing Rainbow Six Siege, which now that that game runs a lot better, it's a little bit more enjoyable. But there's some times where like you still just die to like people you don't see because their netcode is terrible.
Well, I did get to, to do some Destiny 2 streaming, which was fun. But
Yeah, I tried streaming it for the PC beta, but the night that I actually tried streaming it, they hadn't optimized the game yet. So
that's fair. No, it's just between work. I just haven't really having a whole lot of time, but I've been trying to keep up with it. But anyway, if since I'm plugging myself within my team or two, you can find me at my Twitch channel's Fat Raiden. So F4T_R41D3N.
that was complicated. You should just type that in the chat for people.
No, it's extra scrubby. So when people see it, they're just like, "Oh, I hate
so
you."
they're just like, I don't want to type this in. And
I
search
mean,
for
from
his
the
channel.
makers of the Xbox gamer tag that was 420 WV Blaze It.
Oh my god!
Oh, it was wonderful. You know how many people would get so mad, just be like, I hate this 12-year-old shithead, and I'd be like, I'm a doctor. You should hate yourself.
I'm a 25-year-old doctor who saves babies. Most babies, apparently. Messed up.
Most babies. I mean,
Sebastian's wailing his hands. All right. Looks like we're about to get started for
Yep.
game 2. I assume
what an awful
Sebastian's
gamer
gonna be
tag.
able
You're
to
not wrong. Wasn't it terrible?
play? You're awful. Yeah,
Yeah. So,
it's normal. Oh, God.
focusing back on our game. Nice thing is we didn't have to fix any of our HUD here because Andrew did in fact get game 1. So,
Yep.
and really I have a lot of questions for Sebastian. Being out of the loop, I'd like to at least know his plan for why he's on the deck he's on. And I mean I don't have a dog in this fight as far as judging him.
Tezzeret, man. Like, how could you not? Like, I actually have the majority of the stack. I don't have the oddball cards like the Maverick Thopterus and things like that. Like, I still have the Spires, Demons, all that stuff. I still have my Tezzerets. The deck looks fun. It's just with how much the meta shifted over the last couple weeks from rotation into world champs. It's actually just completely different from the field that people were seeing the first week of New Standard.
It might just be a deck that's just not flexible enough to constantly change, or you have to just be very good at guessing ahead.
Yeah, it definitely is in that realm of, okay, people are going to be playing these decks, or these are the cards I'm going to have to expect to play against. What do I need to answer those? So, looks like Sebastian's curved out with Prophetic Prism pretty easily. Now, this is the turn where it's, can they deploy... Okay, so he's just going with the slower plan. Because this deck can turn 3 play the Thopterus out. But they normally need turn 1 map, turn 2 Prophetic to do that. So just have Avery Mechanic. That card, I didn't realize just said any permanent.
Yeah.
I thought it was just artifact or creature, so when you picked up the enchantment, I was just like, wait, what the hell are you doing? No, it's very good value play.
Yeah, it is. It didn't seem like
What?
it felt very good there.
What the hell is that? Oh, that's the Thopterus. Okay.
Yeah. It didn't seem like it's very good though when you're in a spot
That
where
looks like a mono red card. That looks like one of the new pirates.
it does. Yeah, the whiting makes the gold definitely look more red, doesn't it?
Yeah. Early Monument might be tough for Sebastian to keep up with.
Yeah.
So you're familiar with the 2-drop that he has over there, right? The blue-black card?
Yes.
Alright. So, that card, with Thopterus being able to scry twice, was...
It's pretty strong.
So like he gets to scry 2 again, because it just, for some reason, plays this card that says, hey, here's a 2-mana artifact, it makes a 1/1 when it enters, and then he can sack it, he does have Spire to make white. So he can activate it to, like, make more dudes, scry some more. Like, the card's actually very good.
Seems like a good trick. And then there's
And then there's the Demon.
Yeah. Alright, so
This is bad time.
yeah.
This is bad time.
So what we're seeing now is more of the ceiling of the deck where you're able to
This
turn
is
out.
this is the goal of the deck.
Yeah.
From what I have seen of it. I've only seen a couple matches played, but you're wanting to curve your Thopterus into the Demon,
Oh, I should have fucking played this. Not really, that would have just given you more.
value it out, but unfortunately gets snatched up by a Fiend Hunter, better known as what is it called?
Oh, Fairgrounds Warden.
Yeah.
Oh, look at us. Huh? Jinx, you owe me Coke.
Look at me. Jinx, there's no wood in here because it's all concrete.
We're in the basement. We'll die if it collapses.
I've hit my head on several things already.
Yes. Disadvantages of being tall is prone to concussion.
Oh, they kill it? Yeah, Tezzeret.
We're able to get it back.
Tezzeret doing Tezzeret things.
There we go. Tezzeret being useful, a thing you may not see all the time.
Until now.
Now, given I'm not to hate, I actually enjoy good old Agent of
So-
Bolus, but it's more of
There's
the recent ones.
the minus on this one is like I would rather have the minus from this Tezzeret than the one that's on Agent of Bolus. Like, you know, I played Tezzerator in Legacy.
Yeah.
Sure, making a 5/5 that eats a removal spell,
Mhm.
whatever. Just straight nuking a creature because your deck just innately plays artifacts is just very great.
Yeah.
Andrew does not look happy.
No, and really, I think that you're kind of seeing that in a way their decks have a very similar plan, just in the fact that there are specific cards that they need to reach,
Yes,
and if they are then on the play and able to overwhelm the other, then that's who's going to win.
absolutely.
So, which I mean is fine enough in standard versus playing something that's going to just be a consistent dumping of threats, more like the energy decks that are kind of running rampant.
Yeah, and this one, both of these decks do a very good job of going wide for sure. The problem is that, which happened in the matchup I was playing, was I have a mixture of smaller threats that have value to them, and then just like out of nowhere I could make like a large cub, or I have things with evasion like the glint sleeves are just very good at getting around stuff because
Yeah.
people have been saying that Ballista is a terrible card in that Sultai deck, and they're like, well, it's one of the first ones to get cut because it just does nothing against control, but when you're running into situations where you're falling just short on damage, you actually want that Ballista to hang around because if they use up all the removal and you're sitting there with a Ballista and a bunch of mana to pump into it, that's
Well, it's a great
2,
top deck
3,
for mana
4,
swing.
5 damage a turn just for free. And
Absolutely.
you don't even have to attack. With decks playing things like Settle the Wreckage and of the sort. And there's a white instant, it's one of the split cards that destroy target attacking or blocking creature.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know that your opponent has it, you can play around it, but
Right.
it's very loose.
So we'll see Andrew on the play this time, so we'll see how he
Yeah.
handles
Let's
this.
see if he breaks the curse. Apparently there's an ongoing curse where no one wins more than 2 matches when running their gauntlet, so to speak.
Oh, he's up breaking that. He's 0-3.
Hmm?
Are you saying 2 full
No,
matches?
I thought he
or
already
two?
won one.
No, he's 0-3. So he's not breaking the curse tonight. Although I haven't got to run the gauntlet yet.
Well, so the curse is you don't win more than one. If he beats Sebastian and then
Oh, so you don't win
who
more.
left does he have to play? Nathaniel?
Nathaniel, yeah.
Yeah, so if he beats the both of them, he ties Corey.
Well,
supposedly.
unfortunately, just based on the paper matchup, I would imagine Andrew's going to have a very difficult time against Nathaniel playing blue-black control.
Mm.
It's going to be a tough matchup.
Well, he'll have answers for like Scarab Gods and Takers, but the problem what runs into is that if Nathaniel ends up playing the slower game in that and leaves up a counterspell or something, then also gonna run into
And I'm
issues.
not sure exactly what list he's on, whether he's on the one that's even more controlling, that's just running Scarab God. And,
I'm
and
willing to
Gearhulk
bet
only.
he's playing one of the ones that top 8 of the World Champs event.
Yeah.
Just a prophetic prism and passing. Andrew, cycling, looking
Okay.
for some action.
Looks like he's got lots of land in hand.
The thing is like these hands like this, where it's just like I'm gonna play these common bears and 1/3s and squires and stuff. It's like in current standard, unless you're main decking sweepers, or I guess we're in sideboard at this point, but it's hard to keep up with.
Yeah.
Played Tezzeret, went to nuke, realized that he didn't have enough artifacts, I assume.
That would be the guess, yeah.
Hey, you gotta play about 2 more artifacts before that gets lethal for stuff. Perfect. Absolutely.
So one more turn.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's like you said, that they can still get there, especially against a deck that doesn't have a way to prepare and deal with early sweepers. However, once again, the negative of that is if you don't have your cards that are really payoffs to be synergistic, then these cards kind of are lackluster against your bigger mid-range decks that can overwhelm you.
Yes.
So
Something I actually want to ask Andrew about after this is if he has thought about playing the... Is it Suntail Hawk that goes and searches out other copies of itself? Is that the one?
no, you're talking about Why can't I think of it? It's the
Two-mana
old
bird.
2-drop, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone
so
help us out on our stream here.
There's one of those in standard right now.
Yeah, there
it's
is.
3 mana 2/2.
Yeah, Suntail's just, I think, the good old 1-drop, 1/1 flyer.
Yeah. I'm wondering if he has thought about playing
Squadron Hawk.
Squadron Hawk. Yeah.
Squadron Hawk, yeah. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, isn't it a 3-drop, though, or a 4-drop?
It's 3 mana 2/2. But
3 mana,
with,
2/2.
with Monument, like it becomes very manageable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because like we've seen him have turns where he's had like 10 mana open and playing effectively a 2-drop, go tutor for 2 or 3 more 2-drops, deploy them. Like you just put 9 power in play, at least, assuming that you do have the Monument out. So
Absolutely, yeah. So let's see. We're...
I think there's a question about mana spent or something.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to Alex just doubt himself. It's great.
Yeah. He's right, though. He sucks.
He did fine this past weekend. He was 16th going into day 2.
I'm just being a salt bag.
I mean, it made me
So-
pick up Devoted Druids.
Yeah.
But that's just because I have like 80% of elves and I need to pick it up again.
So I don't know if you were aware of my awesome hot streak prior to...
No, I was
everything,
aware of
so-
that streak. And
Yeah.
I'm finger quoting that behind your head. What just happened?
Yeah.
Looks like he hit Tezzeret for 1. And then bashed Sebastian for 4. I was not paying attention.
No, it's okay.
Alright. So he's gonna get the value out of that servo, whatever it's called. Get another dude. Oh, okay, this is before damage. Alright.
Yeah, so he's able to block.
He's gonna try and trade with one of the guys.
Mm-hmm. Which isn't...
Which
Oh, well, is he trading? What happened there? I missed the reason he wasn't able to trade. Yeah, I guess he was just blocking to save face. Which, I don't know if it was
Oh,
a
they were
great
all
idea.
swinging at Tezzeret. Okay, so
He was doing it to keep Tezzeret alive.
yes,
Gotcha.
which I don't think that was worth it personally. I mean, yes, sure, you keep your Tezzeret around, but it's 2 more turns before he's active again. Those are not treasures. Don't you do that?
Are we using clues in place of treasures?
Yeah, those are not the same thing.
They are not, in fact. And they're both still things that you have to be...
Sorry for yelling. If that hurt anyone's ears.
No.
They're cheating. Absolutely cheating. What is this? Battle? Demon. Okay.
Okay, so we
And
have
then
Daemons.
so now he can sack. It's black 1, sacrifice an artifact, give something -2/-2. So he can. That enters tapped. He does need to remember that demon does enter tapped.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're going to hear that.
Yeah.
But, so that's...
Nathaniel, can you tell Sebastian that his demon enters tapped? Oh, there he goes. Okay.
They got it.
He's got it.
Cool. Alright. Ready to join us again, or are you just going to go ahead and wait since... Yeah, this is...
It's the last game, so.
Exactly. We're in the heat.
I was 1 card short from my main board and I kind of forgot why.
Okay.
So this is why I was saying that it seemed kind of fruitless to attack, or to try and save Tezzeret, is that we get in
Yeah.
this situation where now he's down 2 artifacts he would have had that are bodies, and now you're gonna lose your Tezzeret anyway.
Yeah, and those bodies may be very important later on to keep him alive, and
Yep.
That's the unfortunate
'Cause
part.
the majority of this Monument deck is, speaking of,
There it
there's
is.
the
Yeah.
namesake card. Most of the threats are on the ground. There's only 2 flyers, I believe. There's Cloudblazer and the Sunwing.
Yes. Yeah, everything else is gonna either be a
Oh, there's
pump
that,
through
there's the
tokens.
Angel as well. There's the Angel.
Oh, there is
But
the Angel.
I don't know if he. I think they're out of his sideboard.
He had them game 1, so I don't
He
know if
did?
he sided
Okay.
it and numbered them out.
I was not paying attention to what he sided and stuff. I typically in this kind of situation want to play matches where I don't know what my opponent's doing, just
Yeah.
for the realism effect.
Yeah.
And So
That was a good tempo play to be able
Yeah.
to get Tezzeret back on the board, minus to kill Fairgrounds Ward and then get back
Right.
the name of his 2-drop.
I would not be surprised if he actually starts using the Ethereum cells, because they're not treasures. He's lying. Starts using those to maybe kill off Cloud Blazer before he can pick that thing back up.
Yeah, but the problem now is that Andrew's in just a prime spot. Without Sebastian having a wipe to deal with that, Andrew's going to be preparing to overwhelm him.
I think we're about to see him shoot down Cloud Blazer.
Yeah, it looks like he's responding to the trigger.
Yep. There goes Cloud Blazer.
It's not a bad idea. You definitely don't want him to aviary mechanic and just start chaining into more Cloud Blazer
Yep,
triggers.
I almost lost that one game when he picked it up the second time.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, I remembered Clint Sleeve's
Yep.
ability.
Just proof that a slightly worse Mole Drifter is still a very relevant thing, especially when
I
it
don't
gains you
even
some
know
life.
if it's worse, man.
There are pros and cons. Like the evoke effect.
Mole Drifter's a 5-mana 2/2 flyer that draws you 2 cards.
Yes. So the only difference is the
This
2
one
life
that
versus
you
being
can
able to evoke. The evoke's very...
Monument, this one costs 1 less and it also gains you 2 life?
With Monument, yes. That's
Well,
very
the other
true.
thing is that we're playing it in a deck that like you have spells that revolve around like Dust to Dawn, and Alex is hilarious. All right, so Nathaniel's got to start taking out some threats if he wants to get back on this board.
Honestly, I don't
know if there's a way he can really do it. Right
Well,
now.
the problem now is that unless he can deal with the Monument and the board state, he's now going to be chasing his tail, so to speak. Because for every threat that's played, he's going to be making an additional token.
Well, the problem's going to become if he lets Andrew attack with 3 creatures and flip that enchantment into the land, then he's definitely in trouble.
Yeah, because he's just going to be able to grind him out by making
Because
creatures.
he's gonna get got on this combat step, like I did, if he doesn't kill off the attackers, or if he doesn't kill them off before it attacks.
Oh boy,
So
things are about to get spicy.
this is really his opportunity right now to just go ahead and start popping stuff, because he has, 6 mana? And he has exactly 3 artifacts to use? Or no, he has 5, so he can use the Ethereum Salt. But I imagine he wants to save at least the 1 map. But he definitely needs to kill off 2 of those things that can attack. That's not good.
Yep, unfortunately, that land is now flipped. And he still even has the mana to make a creature from the land.
Yep.
So...
I don't believe his deck is playing Anointed Procession or anything of the sort. So, it is still only 1 body a turn, which I'm sure Sebastian can deal with, but it's still... He had an opportunity to prevent that from happening.
Yeah. It looks like he dealt with quite a bit, but even with that, the number of resources he's going to need to deal with Andrew potentially churning out 3 creatures per turn just based on drawing 1 card is going to be way too much for him to deal with unless he can get ahead of him. Not to mention all of the enter the battlefield effects that Andrew gains, such as Cloud Blazer and Aviary Mechanic. So
Passion for 5.
So he made one of the 1/1 vampires with the land.
Did he use Tezzeret that turn?
I don't think he did, actually. This may have been a potential misplay.
Uh-oh. It's another angel. Well, this deck is starting to look not weak, as far as I'm concerned. Like, it's doing what it needs to be doing. That is the benefit. The problem's going to come with Sebastian's not going to have enough bodies to start blocking all these tokens. So he's going to lose this Tezzeret eventually.
Yeah. And with the Tezzeret goes the ample supply of artifacts for the demon to be able to continue to sacrifice and deal with each threat as they come. No one's really saying anything.
I was just looking at
Y'all still there? Hi!
Press 1 in the chat!
Why don't y'all like me?
Press 1 in the chat.
Okay. Tezzeret's still hanging on by a thread.
Yeah. That is a map, right?
Yes, on the far right. Yeah, there's a little bit of glare. I will tell that's definitely a map. And we still
I
have...
just need glasses, I'm blind.
He does need an Inventor's Fair, or he has an Inventor's Fair as well.
There's another servo maker, it looks like. Or no, that's perpetual. Is that perpetual timepiece? What is that?
What's the card on the far right? We can't see
That's
it.
in the center, to the left of the demon. What is that card?
To the left?
Oh, that's just okay. That's another copy.
It's a copy of the same card. Yeah.
I need glasses.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about the one on the right. Yeah.
No. I know that's a renegade
Yeah.
mat.
We're good. There was just some confusion.
You know what it is? A lot of his cards are foil.
So they
He
shiny.
foiled out a lot of this deck. So. Come on, buddy. You gotta hang in there. Well, I mean, at least those things have lifelink. So, with the exception of probably losing against Tezzeret this turn, he is going to stabilize as far as his life is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
And then now he's going to scry 2 every time, or scry 1 twice every time an artifact enters. So, man, I kind of want to play a game of Legacy. So I thought we were going to be playing Legacy today, but
Yeah. Well, and I wasn't sure if we're still doing modern or not. I would,
right.
So yeah, initially in response to that, we were going through Legacy, but then Andrew really wanted to do Standard.
Right, which, again, I don't have an issue with. It was just like,
We are doing Legacy next.
I spent an hour and a half last night retuning Maverick
Oh god.
because I thought we were playing today.
No,
Oh.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's not your fault. And that
There it is.
fatal push looked like it was the game.
Okay, so it looks like Sebastian actually managed to get that one.
Oh god.
Curse!
So- So maybe the curse is real.
I assume so.
Andrew is a solid 0-4 and even lost to the deck that I did not think could win a match. So I think we're.
I do want to confirm that Andrew did lose that, because
Yeah.
it looked like he was dying to the demon that turn. Plus,
Nathaniel, can we get confirmation on the?
Yeah, okay,
there
there's
we
the
go.
score. All right.
Thank you, Corey. Yeah, so there it is.
So the question is, do you think that is actually a curse, or do you think it's like, do you think it's the deck choices that we're running into? Because it seems to be a lot of mid-rangey control decks
I don't know.
against this.
I'll make the arrogant statement and say that I haven't run the gauntlet yet, so I don't believe in that. But that's just
You
me.
don't believe in the curse?
Nah.
I'm willing to think that it's actually just the matchups that he's playing against. 'Cause it feels like this deck would benefit more from playing the more aggressive decks, like just solid green-black energy, red-green pummeler, the token variants, like that kind of
Well,
stuff.
and I think
You can go toe-to-toe with him as far as body count on the board.
Well, I think at least in each matchup that I've watched so far, which is all I did not watch the first, but from just hearing briefly what had happened, it was just a bad matchup for him anyway against the blue-white approach.
Right.
However, each
course.
matchup's very close, so I don't think there's anything where he's clearly just not able to compete. A lot of this has come down to who's top decking the right card in those game 3 situations to really just finish a
Right.
game. So
Which that's what it came down with mine, at least, was
I mean,
finding that ballista that late in the game. That was really just what I needed to do, was find something to finish the last couple points.
right, same for
Because his
me.
deck is very good at gumming up the board.
Same for me, drawing a Glory Bringer to kind of close the game after I was able to deal with his board.
Now you were playing the straight teamer deck, right?
Yeah, I was playing the Teamer Energy
Okay,
deck.
so did you have the Skyship
No.
Sovereign? No?
Mm-mm. I think they
I'm a
replaced
fan
it
of
with
that card.
Confiscation Coup,
Okay. I'm a fan of the card.
which was not good in that matchup. I actually cut it just because there's very few cards that he plays that I would care about to try to take.
Mm-hmm.
I guess there's an
You can grab
argument,
as Angel, and that's about it.
Angel or Oketra, which I wouldn't really worry too much
You don't
about.
benefit from.
Exactly. So, really, it's better to take that out and just bring in more removal. I was able to bring in some Essence Scatters and a Sweltering Suns, which was
Okay.
helpful. So,
Alright, we're getting underway. We've got to attack with Glorybound Initiate, not exerted, into Sunwing.
yeah. So,
Censored. Ooh.
okay. Well, there we
That's
go.
right.
So Nathaniel's on
Get
blue-black
wrecked,
control. So,
Yeah.
see how this works. I'm of the
Not
impression
playing
that Nathaniel's going to be favored
Looks like he
here.
has Essence Scatter, Essence Extraction, and then mostly lands. So I would not be surprised to see him during combat on Andrew's next turn to extract. This is probably going to get scattered. Yep.
Maybe- Yeah. Oh,
Or just
Censor.
okay, so he had another sensor. All right, so he has Essence Scatter, Essence Extraction. It looked like, and then it's a little difficult to see his hand. Okay, so he just had a push. All right.
It still has
Yes.
Essence Scatter in hand, so he'll be able to deal with the larger, but won't be able to deal with the.
Yeah. Yep.
Look at Andrew anticipating the
Oh,
counterspell for Oketra. Although
Here's my kitty cat god. Land pass from Nathaniel.
I don't know if I know that it's
Fiend Hunter.
without anything. I do wonder if it was right for Nathaniel to actually counter the Oketra, although the
I do
Oketra
think
can
it
make
is-
tokens, so
yes,
there's that.
and Nathaniel's deck likely doesn't have a whole lot of answers to it. If he has Contempts on the main board, yes.
Nebraska's Contempt.
Yes.
Correct, yeah.
I had switched over to playing 2 of this main board just because a lot of people are playing the Scarab God right now.
It's a great answer to
Yeah,
Scarab
it's a
God.
great answer to all of the gods.
Yeah.
Because like it's the card we got before. You just don't get the tutor for them, but it's all upside because you just get the gain life as well.
Mhm. And it also deals with things like Jace,
Mm-hmm.
which people play prominently in Standard, I hear.
We let an angel resolve.
Yeah.
So
Which-
Nathaniel's obviously got something to answer it,
Maybe not. We'll see.
or
We'll
maybe
see.
not. I'm just assuming. I always assume the control player knows what they have in their hand. So
Okay.
there's a contempt.
There's a, yeah. Okay, so now just dealing with some servos.
Yep.
And Nathaniel's still in a good spot because of the life cushion he currently has, but
There's a mechanic.
despite that, Andrew can still get out of control.
All right, so he just played that as a flicker wisp, basically.
Yep. And then you see there, Nathaniel cycled his sensor, trying to get more value, to find something to either kind of close the gap.
Yeah, I think short of a. Or no, he picked up a tap land and then played a glacial for turn. That's what it was. He's cycling as well. Andrew trying to find something to answer, and it looks like he's just finding lands. He has 2 or 3 cards in hand. Same for Nathaniel's side, it looks like. What?
Someone pointed out in the chat that Nathaniel's still wearing his work name badge.
Oh yeah,
Good job,
I noticed
Nathaniel.
that immediately. That's fine. Yep. Land pass.
Yeah, so
The glimmer. Maybe Nathaniel can find something to stabilize a little bit. Scrying 2 swamps to the bottom. Picking up swamp and another land it looked like.
yeah, but it looks like he did find.
Yeah, he's cycling. Picked up an island. Oh boy. And there's the essence extraction. Okay.
Yeah. Even better here, just more so to give
There's
that
a lot
life
of people
buffer.
saying judge in the other room, and it's very confusing.
Yeah. I think they're saying judge about their utterly ridiculous EDH game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoy EDH, man. It's
Oh, it's a blast.
I haven't even played FNMs in a while. I played one game night to get a Vampire Nighthawk token the other day, and then I don't know. I've been enjoying Commander a lot more.
I need to get. Nathaniel currently has my
Is
Nexus.
that a search? Is that your Kappa?
Oh yeah, it looks like it. I think so. So yeah, there is Kappa, also known as the card
That's gonna
advantage
immediately flip
powerhouse.
next turn.
Yeah. So as you can see, that card is going to flip. So it's a great late game.
And
this
there's a
very
lot
reason.
of not necessarily dead cards, but well, I mean they're effectively dead. Like they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, but now when he flips over to get Azcanta, he's now going to have a way to effectively
Yeah.
utilize a good portion of that mana base to just impulse
Well, he gets,
each
yeah,
turn.
he gets to impulse for a spell each turn.
Yeah, so that's going to be very useful for him, and is definitely going to put him ahead unless Andrew can close this game quickly, which might still be a possibility with his current board state. So unless Nathaniel can find something to deal with all of these things,
That looks like a
It'll
thing
be
to
it.
deal with some stuff.
that is in fact a thing that deals with things. So
Very much so, because Nathaniel's exiled a couple of threats so far, but I'm sure there is something he can find. Does he have enough mana to activate twice, or just once? I assume he wants to leave up an Escanta or activation.
yes, I would think so.
Uh-oh. He was holding the graveyard in his hand.
Yes.
I mean, like, you exiled all my stuff. I get a Fairgrounds Warden and hit the Glory Initiate.
That seems like a great idea. Just the tempo of getting a Fairgrounds Warden's kind of like a 2-for-1. Putting something else on the board, getting rid of something.
Uh-oh.
Well, there's that.
Uh-oh. So, I think this is actually where we want to Escanta activate.
Yeah, I would agree
They're
with
discussing
that.
it right now, so.
Yeah, so activating Escanta here.
He's going to go ahead and grab something now. Okay, so he can do this because this is not like actual Fiend Hunter. So yeah, so he was able to go ahead and just get the other Fairgrounds Warden out of the graveyard, since you can't use that trick that you used to use with Fiend Hunter Restoration Angel.
Right. So the way they've worded these effects
It's
now,
all one clause now.
right? Therefore, so just previous effects like O-Ring or Fiend Hunter or Oblivion Ring, I should say,
Yeah.
for better explanation, rather than having two separate triggered effects that happen.
We have a concession. All right.
There we go. So
Scarab God, very quick to close up the game.
yes, given and the reason that card
Oh,
is
do we remember that
expensive.
Scarab God was supposed to enter tapped? I love being that guy because
I mean,
I have one of the commander decks I have is one of the alternates for the vampire deck, Licia,
okay.
Blood Tribune. So yeah, of course I put in Blind Obedience,
Well, yeah.
and I have to be that guy. Be like, that enter tapped before you search for your land, please. Stuff like that for Solemn. All right, so sideboard from Nathaniel. Not a lot of action as far as the negates or duresses, but we do have what looks like, it's kind of hard to see, some more essence extractions.
Is that a Fontaine
Vizier
Blast
of Many
Reckoning?
Faces. I do like that card. Is he taking out Vraska's Contempt? I don't personally agree with that because he knows he has a Ketra.
Well, maybe, but he has enough counter spells to deal with Oketra anyway. I think the thought process is that just as a 1-for-1, Andrew's plan is going to be to go more wide anyway.
I could agree with that if Nathaniel's on the play. However, he's going to be on the draw going into this match. So, I'm not certain he actually... Now, if that's two of them out of his sideboard... Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, it looks like he's taking his out.
Yeah, it does look like he's taking them out.
Or were the...
He's
It's
not,
so
he's
hard
not
to tell
bringing
what
the
these cards are.
extractions themselves in, which I actually find more confusing too. I would think with the plan to want to have extra buffer, the essence extraction might be a better card to bring
it looks
in
like
as
he's
well.
bringing in whatever those 3 cards are.
Yeah, I can't see what the
Was it a
card
Gonti?
underneath.
Was it 2 Gonti?
Possibly. You know what would be a really nice thing to do is, as we're doing these gauntlet tests, is to have lists of people's
Have the actual
sideboards,
lists.
and then you can be able to know exactly what they're going with as far as their
Right.
options.
I'm sure that's something we can set up in the future as far as like just have everyone type them up and then we can have links to them in the chat. So we don't
Yeah.
have to spam it.
100% agreed. If you're not playing whiteboarded 7th edition duresses in some awful language like Portuguese or Italian, you're doing it wrong.
Who said that?
So, well, I just went into more detail, but someone mentioned Nathaniel's duresses were saddening, which they were.
Have you seen the art on the new one though?
No.
It's depressing.
Is it really?
It's some like redheaded pirate dude like hanging out of a boat like he's got scurvy.
Oh,
I would play those if they were in like Portuguese or Italian or something, but I don't agree with the white border.
I don't know. I love me some 7th edition duress. Just
I mean, I like the art. I don't like the white border.
that's what makes it.
That's what's going to trigger me is that I need to pick up a choke because I think I traded the one I had.
You're gonna get a good old white border choke versus a
I mean,
Tempest.
I can get the Tempest, but like I could get a black border, like a black modern border one, but it's foil and it's $40. I could be really triggering and get the invocation.
Ooh,
I think
how much are
especially
they
the one
at?
for like 30.
That's not that bad.
The problem is that like so. To explain, I don't mind the invocations as far as like what the border looks like and everything. I think it's fine. I think it's an upgrade from the masterpiece ones from Amonkhet and stuff. Sure, those are great. I like those. The Amonkhet invocations, they made the picture a lot smaller, so I can't see the art on the card. So
Yeah.
it's very triggering.
Which is actually really upsetting because if you've seen some of the artwork that's actually blown up, it's
What is it?
beautiful.
Was it Blood Moon?
Blood Moons.
What's the one where
gorgeous.
like it's like a literal pool of blood? Is that Choke? Actually, yeah.
I think it is,
Choke
yeah.
is like a river is turned to blood. So like,
And
if
even
I could
thinking-
have that art, even just like the normal size, because it actually is shrunk.
Yeah.
It's pretty terrible.
Well, I mean, you have like several of the counter spells that they had made, such as Spell Pierce, Force of Will looked great.
Baze.
Entomb looked good.
I really like the Entomb.
Yeah, the Entomb art was probably one of my favorite ones.
The one that I still laugh about the most when they were spoiling it, a bunch of us were trying to figure out, it ended up being Avatar of Woe. But we were like, it's a totem, we don't know what it is. Get Italian Ixaron duresses and wipe them out. Who said that?
Don't tell Nathaniel, he'll do it.
Game over, Ethan? No.
He did it with his tutors and his storm deck. Some kind of
No.
monster.
Good, Ethan.
So far, so good.
A lot of land pass over here.
And it seems like this blue-black control deck is
boy.
really just trying to efficiently just one-for-one with opponents early on, then stabilize, and then kind of just close the game quickly with a Scarab God. You're not relying as much on trying to let people build and then take advantage of a board wipe.
Yep.
So
The thing I like about it, and this is really just the reason that I feel like Scarab God's even seeing play, is just hard to kill. There are like 3 legal effects in Standard that are even viable playing as far as like permanently dealing with one of these without having to like kill it and then use something like Scavenger Grounds and exile the graveyard or something like that.
So Nathaniel there played they're going pretty quickly here through their turns, but
Yeah.
Nathaniel played a hieroglyphic
I think they're wanting
elimination.
to get going and eat or something.
Yeah, hieroglyphic actually one of my favorite cards that came out of the last block. I was actually playing it in the blue-white control deck in Modern. Just a great way to filter
It's
through.
not bad. I mean, it's an uncounterable draw card at its worst, unless your opponent's playing.
Absolutely, it's a great way for you
Stifle
to.
Bird or whatever.
It's a great way for you to
Fine.
get to your lands or a spell that you need quickly if you don't have the mana, or if you draw it later, you can just make 2 cards out of it. It was got a lot of utility, much better than cards that you have to spend more on, like think twice or something over multiple turns.
Yeah.
So
With the speed of the Standard format too, it really does just feel like an instant speed divination. It's like you're paying the 1 more mana, but you get instant speed.
yeah,
And then if you're missing your land drops, you still have like a cycle card. So that works.
oh, there we go. So saw there, Ketris Monument was
Spell Pierce. Or no, it's
attempted
Jace's
to-
defeat.
he attempted to disallow. Jace's defeat answered the disallow, so Ketris Monument's on the board.
Mad Capital.
So now that monument's going to be a problem for Nathaniel, because now even if things are dealt with via counterspell, he's still getting tokens that can kind of slowly swarm the board. So Nathaniel's actually going to probably need to look at trying to close a little faster now.
Yep.
But nothing wrong with playing a good old 5/6 and drawing 2 cards in addition to it.
Yep. Wish we had them Vraska contempts now, huh? Yeah, I'll say, just get in. Go. Come.
There's the
There's a old Scarab Daddy.
Yeah.
With enough mana to activate, so
Never
this
scared.
is not going to be good for Andrew.
Well,
Ooh. I would have actually been up for countering that and stealing it, but I guess Nathaniel might have a kill spell instead.
nope, there it is. And it's negated. I think the concern was that he was.
Oh, he was
walking
resolving
to-
his trigger first.
Yes, he was
Okay.
resolving trigger and then attempted to disallow, but this was answered. And that's actually the other benefit of Andrew's deck, is that he's able to have that utility of getting counter spells to back up his game plan post board.
Yep. Let's see. Alright, we got a Sunwing coming in under Nathaniel's control. So he'll lose 1 and scry 1. Scry Island at bottom. Picks up something he doesn't sound like he's happy about. It's 5-minute open, so this leaves him up for either just stealing another creature, or he can double spell. Alright. Doesn't attack with his god.
I think mostly to stay defensive so that he's able to effectively block.
Yeah. Well, doesn't the cat have vigilance? Or does she have, no, she has double strike.
She has double strike. However, she can't block right now because he doesn't have 3 other creatures. It's not. I think it looks like Andrew did that more to activate the land.
Yeah, he can definitely make creatures to where he can block. But
Yeah.
I do think Nathaniel's aim is going to be to fight over this Cloud Blazer so he can start swinging in the air. I mean, he can still swing in the air regardless. He does have the Kajali Sunwing.
Well, if Andrew doesn't have a way to deal with that Scarab God,
Looks like he picked up a sensor that he's going to cycle.
yeah, Scarab God's going to be able to.
Making sure he has enough mana to do what he wants to do.
Yep.
Picks up another land. The joy of control decks. Who
okay.
needs ramp when you know you're just going to draw your mana?
That's okay. Yeah. Sometimes it's okay to win with 20 lands in the field.
There's an extraction. And scoops it up.
Yep. It's the game.
Curse! No wins!
Well, although...
Alright. I wasn't saying that to be mean, I promise. Alright, I don't know that we're playing any more matches.
Yep, I don't know. We're going to take just a quick pause to figure out what else is going on. If I can manage to convince anyone to let me play Modern.
Or let me play Legacy.
Yeah, the lesser of the two
We'll be right
options.
back.
Deck didn't seem terrible, but it sure didn't seem great. Going.
Against the control decks, and then, I think all your matches were fairly close.
Yeah, except for that last one, and I think if I don't mold a 5, that's a real game.
Yeah, I just have the one proxy card in my sideboard.
I feel like the deck has a really good Ramunap Red matchup, and we didn't get to showcase that at all.
That's what we were talking about. Is that it feels like it's built more for Pummeler, Ramunap.
Yeah, just
kind of stuff.
playing against all the other creature decks and stuff.
Are you counterplaying?
I like the deck. I'm still going to try it out at the IQ, but I definitely want to rethink things. I think the Angel Invention should just be in the main deck, but I don't know what to cut.
Let's wait out and talk about it.
Alright. Well, what are we doing as far as stream goes, Corey?
Oh, yeah, we have here.
Okay.
So what's commentating on Legacy with me? Well, no. I'm playing.
So we're gonna put on some lands here versus Maverick. Andrew's gonna be up commentating with me after he go get some drink.
PP.
Quick drink. He's getting.
I need drink too.
You've been doing nothing, Michael. Get a drink.
I don't want to walk up there.
You want a match, and then you're like, too much work.
Yeah.
So,
What decks do we have available?
What?
as a reminder, I have one proxy sideboard card.
Yeah. So yeah,
Wow.
How did that manage to
we
get into my
have
hands? I don't know.
Alex on lands and Connor on Maverick. Alex being a seasoned lands player, and Connor being a seasoned Maverick player. And bringing in Andrew, who has played Dex and Legacy.
Dex. It's been a minute, but never one or two. They're usually a little low on the tier list of Legacy decks.
Yep. So going to see how this goes for them. And
Maverick versus lands. What? What generally is this matchup like?
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Neither of these decks have Underground Sea in them, so I've never played either.
Okay.
So
I guess it's a pretty good gauge on has Nathaniel played with the deck.
that being
You never
said,
played Teamer?
Nope.
All right.
I think literally every deck I've played in Legacy has at least one UC.
Okay.
I played Blue Red Dover a little bit. I played lands once and it was awful.
All right.
But
The lands could never be a deck I could play. It's just definitely nothing that I like doing in Magic.
yeah. That being said, I think that lands versus Maverick could possibly make for some interesting commentary.
Yeah.
And hopefully sweet.
What are we doing?
Huh? Oh, I'm pulling it up on my phone.
Oh, it's how are we doing?
Oh, we got like 12. We have a few new people in and watching some. Oh God, I have been using mobile data. Oh boy, I forgot to connect to Wi-Fi. Oh man. So that was a mistake, but that's fine. I forgot to turn my volume off.
Man, you're just doing great. You're doing the most, doing the best.
Like I am pretty marvelous at everything.
All right, Connor getting a nice high roll, and looks like we'll have Maverick first, and generally in the Wasteland mirror.
Yep. And cool.
My favorite thing is going to be trying to figure out what some of these cards are.
No, I should be able to figure it out pretty easily.
Does Maverick play Mesavith?
I think it plays like one of.
I think it's in hand, in the middle.
It's probably the case. Mazavith is a card that has some applications into matchup. It can theoretically stop the Merit Lage, but that's provided that the lane's player doesn't have Wasteland or Ghost Quarter. Rashad Import. Well,
That's
Rashad
not
doesn't stop it, but
It's not the type of land I expect to be seeing.
yeah. So that's a tech choice that has been put into lands recently. It replaced some of the other cycle lands because it can act as a door land. You can fetch it, and it actually has applications.
Yeah, no, I understand why it's there. It's just kind of weird to see.
Oh, it's super weird.
Explore, your usual land start. Obviously, Explore would have been a lot better to see on turn 1, but you can only do so much. Does Alex have much to do outside of gamble for a land here? I don't know if he had a third land. He might be trying to find a Wasteland here just to try to Wasteland Connor, assuming that it stays in hand.
Yeah. That sounds like a pretty normal strategy to try to get that Wasteland and start grinding them out of lands.
Hitting Connor's Wasteland rather important too, because knocking Alex off of green mana is actually extremely relevant.
Yep.
And it could just cause Alex to lose the game if a Wasteland comes down on that Sheltered Thicket.
Yeah. So let's go and see what gets hit off of the gamble.
I didn't get to see exactly what he grabbed, but I know his hand has at least a Life from the Loam in it.
If his hand has Life from Loam, that could have been the thing he tutored, but
It seems like a weird card to tutor right here, especially with Connor having like Sylvan Library and just being able to find so many different cards.
yeah.
1, Bins, Mazavith.
Okay, that's fine. I doubt that's the card he tutored for, and he has another one in
hand. And yep, he found the Wasteland. Go ahead and waste the opponent Wasteland. Try to get the Shelter Thicket, but Connor does have the backup Wasteland in hand if he wants to use it.
So, spoiler alert for those who have not seen this lands in action before. Wasteland is a card it does. It does it. It's Wasteland.
It's real good at Wastelanding your opponent.
Yeah.
That's about what it's good at. If your opponent doesn't really care about getting Wastelanded, land's not good against you.
Has a real strong strategy against Storm. Concede. And yeah.
Connor is going to go ahead and ignore the Sheltered Thicket, not go ahead and do that, just assuming that the lands player likely has more lands that matter, but Alex's hand actually just Dark Depths and, picked up a Foothill, so...
Yeah. I think that right now, the thing is Connor could theoretically do that, but he needs to progress his own board, because if he's just trying to play the land destruction game against lands, he's going to lose the game.
And getting Deathrite Shaman active, definitely very relevant against the lands deck.
Yeah.
Because their graveyard, pretty much the most important thing they're doing. We got the Valix results of Life from the Loam here, and doesn't have, say, a second Life from the Loam to be able to keep playing after the first one happens.
Yeah.
He's going to end up in a situation where I just have all these like very medium quality cards.
Alex has couple of tools in hand to start sending it better. And he's going to start doing the Sylvan Library. I mean, not Sylvan Library.
Oh, they're not going to pick up? I think his other cards are just Dark Depths and Maze of Ith and a crop rotation.
Yeah.
Notably, he can just, I guess you can't really enter the opposing wasteland.
Yeah. So right now, he's in an awkward position because if he casts the Life and Loam, it's going to get eaten by Connor.
But is it? Connor doesn't have access to black mana right now, and if he wastelands the opponent off the other wasteland to keep his mana base consistent, there's actually just the chance that Connor doesn't have the black mana, and Alex is able to get at least one more Loam activation here.
Yep. Also, Alex just straight leaving one of the lands in his graveyard.
I think that's interesting. Is there really any reason?
Maybe he has 7 cards in hand, but it doesn't look like...
He does not. He only has 3 or 4.
I don't know of a good reason, but I'm going to trust Alex has a very weird reason for doing it.
More than likely. And it looks like Connor doesn't have the blacks, so eating the Life and Loam is actually something that he will not be able to do this turn.
Yeah, which it means that Alex is going to start snowballing out of control. He also can go and get Thespian Stage.
Mm-hmm.
And Connor smartly eating that Wasteland from the graveyard, because you don't want to deal with just Wasteland every single turn.
Are you, if you're Alex, are you just going for your Thespian Stage Dark Depths here, or do you think maybe even like crop rotation for a Wasteland and just keep going?
So I think both strategies are perfectly fine. Right now, the fact that Connor has no Wasteland in play and is tapped out, I think that he's probably just going to go for... No, oh, he's going for Ghost Quarter.
Ghost Quarter? Against Maverick?
No, he's thinking about it. So I think he's... I don't know. We're going to see.
I mean, there's 4 Wastelands and lands. Getting Ghost Quarter here just seems really silly.
So he's Ghost Quartering the Dryad Arbor.
I'm trying to figure out the reasoning.
So I think that he's trying...
Oh, I see why he left the Maze of Ith. Threshold.
Right. Okay, that's pretty heads up. So he's gonna start trying to just actually take all of Connor's lands away by Ghost Quartering him. It's gonna be a slow grind, but Alex has decided instead of going for the aggressive, make a 20/20 next turn, he's going to just be like, I'm going to grind you out of resources. And seeing how Connor started off the game, I think that actually seems like a reasonable plan here.
Yeah, I can definitely understand and pretty handily agree with the reasoning. Connor start just, as you said, extremely slow. Alex has access to multiple Maze of Ith to take care of like any Knight of the Reliquary problems.
Yep.
And here he can just go ahead and crack the Barbarian Ring on the Deathrite Shaman. The only real issue he has to worry about is the factor that the Sylvan Library will gain Connor incremental advantages on the turns where he needs it to.
It will give him incremental value, but I think that Alex is beating him in the value game.
Yeah.
By a long shot.
The old Maze of Ith holds back that Bird's Paradise.
Yep.
Just in case that boy decides to get a little frisky.
So, Connor drawing a Swords, Plowshares, and a Green Sun Zenith off of his Sylvan Library.
Okay. Just picking up the swords as insurance.
Yeah. Like, you don't want to leave yourself completely defenseless against the 20/20.
There's Scavenging Ooze. Scavenging Ooze here can eat the Life from the Loam, which will cause Alex to slow down on his game plan just a bit.
Yeah.
And require an answer for the Scavenging Ooze so that Alex can keep playing that game plan.
Well, Connor's tapped out, so Alex... Well, yeah, no, he has to have an answer in hand, otherwise that's going to start taking away his ability to play grindy
Alex
game.
paying 3 mana. What's he have here? Oh, just Life of the Loam with 1 floating?
Yep.
Okay.
He can now get back Barbering to take care of that,
Mm-hmm.
and Ghost Quarter to just continue doing what he's doing. And he has to pay the life so that way he can activate Barbering.
Okay.
Yep.
Kill Scavenging Ooze, and he still has a land drop to play for the... Oh, no, he doesn't.
he does
He
not.
played the Ancient Tomb.
But, yeah, Alex is just suiting up really well for a long game here. Yeah, Connor has the Sylvan Library, but he's just not doing much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's doing something every turn, but Alex just is answering it every turn.
And Alex is in this situation now where every single threat that Connor plays, for the most part, Alex will be able to answer through the Barbarian Ring loop, and if not through Barbarian Ring, then through Maze of Ith.
And if Connor isn't doing anything board-wise, he's going to start just getting ghost quartered. So this feels like a game that's starting to go downhill pretty hard for.
About how many basics Maverick usually on?
I'm not honestly sure. I have to say at maximum 4.
I feel like 4 is probably the maximum. Probably like 2 to 3 forests, and then 1 to 2 plains.
Yeah, and as soon as
Maybe
Connor,
not excavator.
oh,
Is that a 2/3?
it's a 2/3. So that card's real strong right now.
Absolutely. It interacts rather well with what Alex is trying to do. Picks up a Punishing Fire, doesn't have a way to abuse it yet with no Grove of the Burn Willows.
And Alex is now left with, he can no longer play the land destruction game in face of a
Crucible
excavator.
Worlds.
Yeah.
He has to set up a Barbarian Ring. He has to set up a Barbarian Ring plus Punishing Fire turn.
Or he has to set up next turn Barbering, pop Barbering on it, bring it back with Life from Loam, and then pop Barbering.
Well, we can't just play Barbarian Ring because then Connor just Wastelands it.
Well, no, on his next turn, he has 2 land drops.
Oh, okay.
So he plays Barbering, activates on it, casts Life from. Does he have enough mana to do all that?
He should.
Does he have enough green and red, though?
Ooh, that might be the issue. I think not. I think playing the Ghost Quarter over like the Sheltered Thicket was actually a big problem there.
Yeah, he could ghost quarter himself,
Is that a
but
Stoneforge?
that's a Stoneforge.
Okay. GP promo Stoneforge.
I mean-
Opinion on GP promo Stoneforge over pack Stoneforge?
I actually like it.
Okay.
I don't necessarily like it more, but I like the artwork a lot. I think it looks really pretty. And it helps with making the mono promo what's it called? Mono promo taxes.
Okay.
So
Can that deck be full promoed yet?
I think so.
It's pretty close,
I
right?
cannot think of a card that can.
Aether Vial doesn't have promos. No, it does because it has FTV.
It's close enough to a promo, yeah.
Aether Vial has FTV. Swords of Plowshares has a promo. Thalia has a promo. Stoneforge Mystic has a promo. Batterskull doesn't have a promo. Oh no, it does.
It has a promo.
Batterskull has a promo. Sword of Fire and Ice.
No
No, it wasn't
it
an
has-
FTV.
It has a masterpiece as well.
It has a Masterpiece. That counts. Umazawa's Judy has a promo.
Yep.
Sarah Avenger has a promo.
It has an expensive promo.
Yes, but it is a promo.
Mother of Runes, does she have a promo?
Mom has a promo. I'm
okay.
almost certain Mom has a promo.
Okay, okay.
Jeez.
Oh. Blade Splice.
Is Blade Splicer played in Legacy Taxes?
If they're playing Blade Splicer, they're out of luck. They should just cut it from their deck.
Mirror Crusader does.
Mirror Crusader has that promo.
Mirror Crusader has a promo.
Has the awful looking promo.
It's beautiful. What are you talking about?
It's awful.
It's so disgusting. There's a game going on.
Yeah, man. So this game's been very back and forth. We haven't really talked about, like, there's limited amount to talk about here, but now Alex is going to be bringing back life, drawing a card.
I'm actually picking a card up here. He picked up the Grove.
The Grove is a good card here.
He's not going to go for killing the Ramian up excavator.
No, he was revealing something to
Oh, okay.
Connor. Connor asked a question, and
Oh, probably known information.
yeah.
Picks up another card here. I mean, there's not really much of a reason to go ahead and go for that mill. But yeah, he's going to go ahead and Barbarian Ring the Deathrite Shaman, which I feel is fine. Deathrite Shaman, definitely one of the more problem cards, so making sure that's not going to be a real problem, rather important. This Sylvan Library just continuing to give Connor the selection that he needs to be able to play a game on par with what Alex is doing.
Yeah.
Did we see what he grabbed off the Stoneforge Mystic?
No.
Probably just Batterskull? No, probably...
Like, it's probably Batterskull here.
In all honesty, like, most of the cards he's going to grab off of that's not going to matter into the face of Maze of Ith.
Yeah, but Connor's going to have double Wasteland this time.
He did pick up the Batterskull there.
Yeah. No, this game's actually... The board position's really interesting.
Absolutely.
It's very much just a land war right now to see who can maintain their control over their lands.
Well, Alex is slowly building up because he gets to play the extra land every turn.
Yeah. He's getting to play extra lands every turn, and Connor's getting to play from the graveyard. I feel like that currently, as the board stands, Alex is going to start pulling ahead, but Connor has a lot of room to pull ahead himself.
Alex doing an illegal action in Legacy.
Rearranging graveyard.
Mhm.
Yeah, rearranging graveyard, technically illegal. With his deck, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter with any deck. Nobody plays Night Shadow.
Yes. I feel like there's a deck that uses Nether Shadow.
It's Manaless Dredge.
Yeah. Monolith Dredge, you cannot touch that graveyard order.
Ooh, no.
Have fun.
Put it across your board. Exhumed doesn't say top. It says
No, shallow
don't play
grave.
Choose it. Shallow grave is top. So if you're a test player,
No, not Tess.
Or not
Tess
Tess,
is
sorry,
the Epic Storm. Tin
tin
Fins.
fins, whatever. They're nothing close, but whatever.
They're basically the same deck.
I remember somebody explaining to me why the thing's called tin fins, and I still don't know. It's because there's a TV show, and there's a
It's-
restaurant called. Huh?
It's a C-Lab 2021 reference, I think, from what Corey's saying. And it's it's back from the golden days of Magic deck naming. I'd really like to hear what Grixis Death Shadow would be called in
Tin
current...
fins is only like 3 years old as a deck.
Shut up.
Is that the golden days of Magic deck naming?
It actually is. It's around that time. It's the tail end of it.
Yeah, because... Okay, well, the golden days was when everyone was just naming their deck after cereal.
Yeah, that's fair. Cephalid breakfast.
People just were really hungry back in those days.
There's a lot of cereal decks.
There was full English breakfast as well.
Full English breakfast.
Second, sunny side up.
Yeah.
Okay, so Alex shifting gears pretty hard here.
Going straight for this, and with a Ghost Quarter, he can challenge the Maze of Ith and definitely have the ability to do what he needs to do. So here he's going for Birds of Paradise.
Alex just decided to just completely switch gears.
Just not interested in playing the Ramunap Excavator game.
I think it's because there's a Knife of the Reliquary plus a Ramunap Excavator in play.
So Connor found Abrupt Decay. Abrupt Decay here can take care of the exploration and actually put the game a little bit more on parity.
Yeah, does he still have that swords?
Yes.
I have to imagine he still has the swords.
Well, there's no way he could have put it from hand to deck.
Yeah, so he has the sword still. So he can't answer the 2020. It'll make it a little bit harder for him to win the game because Alex will gain 20 life.
Mm-hmm.
But still...
Not dying.
Not dying is correct. But...
I want Alex to find his mana bond and just go wild.
Well, also because Alex passed, Alex can't safely activate Thespian Stage.
Mm-hmm. So he's just wastelanding Dark Depths here. Alex, of course, is going to let that happen.
So, Connor was trying to get him by destroying the Thespian Stage in response to the copy. But Alex was just like, nah, I'm just not copying.
Alex then going to go ahead and Thespian Stage the Maze of Ith.
Yep. So,
What's Green Set for 2 find here?
I don't know.
I don't know Maverick very well. The second Scavenging Ooze, okay.
Okay, so this game is getting really, like, Connor is pulling really far ahead right now.
Absolutely. He is very far ahead. His board, he's going to get in for a decent amount of damage. He gets in for 4. I think it's his lethal. How is it? Okay, so Excavator's a 1-3 or is it a 2-3?
I think it... 2-3.
Okay. This is interesting to me. So, Connor could have, I think, so Connor said he could put him to 2. I think Connor has a lethal, but I don't think he realized it.
Okay, so he has...
Oh no, wait, Maze of Ith removes from combat, it doesn't just untap. Never mind, I'm tired.
Yeah. No.
What's Legacy? I don't play this format.
Nope. Good try trying to name that heads up play though. So
This is just a really weird game state.
oh yeah, it's oh boy.
What? But I can't look at chat.
No, just
How do I look at chat?
how
Just
do
freaking out.
dude, I'm always freaking out.
And eggs is called Sunny Side Up. It's not eggs. I think he saw the play that I
He
That I
saw
was
the
trying to
play, then
mention.
realized. Yeah.
Beginning of the post-combat
Ye-
image that's still in combat, untap knight. Yeah, to have it untap.
Yeah, but that.
I could have done that trick. Maybe keep you off start testing.
Alright, so I don't know how Alex wins though.
I'm it's very difficult for me to find it.
Two
I
mazes.
mean, he just puts both of them into play, but he's at such a low life total that even with 2 mazes, he's just dead to 1 wasteland. A glacial chasm, but he's still just dead to wasteland.
No, he has Thespian stage.
Okay. So Alex can elect to take all of his land cards and put them into the graveyard if he really wants to.
I'm not saying it's great. Like, Alex is not in a great spot here.
Not at all.
And Connor has the option to pick up a Krakus here, but he doesn't
Just
even
picks up a
bother.
Jitty. Like, okay, but and the Sesame stage is also a Maze of Myth. I forgot about that.
Yes.
This is just really put Wasteland into play. Wasteland, your Glacial Chasm.
Make
Copy
a
Glacial Chasm. Night, find another Wasteland, but then now you don't have lethal through the Maze of Myth.
Oh,
Wait, does he? Because okay, so attack all. Mazavith on top of the Batter Skull. Scavenging Ooze, exile 2 creatures, puts it to 7. He has it.
Alright, he has lethal. Okay. Jesus Christ. That was a game.
All right. So moving into game 2.
Standard's so easy, much easier than this.
Absolutely.
Legacy. Who pleases?
These 2, I guess.
Yeah, the only 2 in the world. Right?
Only 2. So,
Next we'll do vintage.
I mean, I will play Vintage.
Vintage is
I love Vintage.
I'll play my one of Monastery Mentor. Monastery Mentor.
I just want to play Gush Cobra.
You do you.
Isn't Gush restricted now?
Is Gush restricted now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gosh, is so restricted right now.
Yeah.
On a scale of 0 to restricted.
What happened to Vintage?
It got too good.
They restrict it a lot.
Dude, I don't know. I'm just gonna play Sihili Oath.
They actually.
They unrestricted Yogg bargain.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Does that matter?
Nope.
Because they're still only
not
like
even.
0 to 1.
Because why would you play more than one Yogg bargain? It's like playing more than one ad nauseum in Legacy.
People started caring about vintage, so they started actually caring about the format.
Oh yeah, they put it on Moto.
So they have to care.
And it's
Yeah.
super cheap on Moto. Well,
It's cheap in comparison to like real
I think
formats.
it's cheaper. It's about as cheap as Legacy on Moto, and that's not that expensive.
Yeah. Legacy on Moto is pretty cheap because
But
like,
Legacy on Moto, you just play against Goblin Guide every other round.
Goblin God, Storm. Yep. Storm on Moto's pretty easy as long as you remember that you have to hit control when you're cracking that LED. Because let me tell you what, if you don't hit control, you lose control.
Bad time.
You cry a little bit.
So are we done after this? I would love to end early.
Yeah, we're probably done after that. I'm feeling pretty tapped out.
Tapped out on that.
TM. And we got in 5 matches plus some Legacy.
Plus
and,
a Legacy match, which is taking longer than half of my matches.
yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm really thinking just on it, and there was the misplay I made against Sebastian. But other than that, I feel like I played pretty well.
We didn't notice anything. We noticed some things from the opposing side that were questionable plays, and I think we may have noticed like one or two, but I can't remember off the top of my head, honestly.
Yeah, I'm interested to watch and just like kind of hear. But like as I was talking with Chucky about it, my deck felt like it could have won all the matches, and that my deck is more like kind of meta driven towards assuming my opponents are going to be playing ramming up runes and the blue-black control deck, but me drawing hands that actually do something in the matchup.
Honestly, and sorry to reference anything. I'm pretty sure everyone in the chat is local, or well, like a good portion of people in the chat are local. With the local IQ that's coming up, I feel like it's a fine pick because like it's a small IQ, and well, it's not gonna be small. It's probably gonna be like a reasonable size IQ,
Like 30 people.
40, 50, but yeah.
Okay.
But like locally, everyone's just like aggro.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but I feel like it's fine, and the only thing I really want to do is I do want to sit down and try to figure out how to put more Angel of Invention in the main deck.
I got to figure out how to play blue-black control. Well, not
You
how to
just
play
counter
it.
their cards and then kill the other ones.
I know how to play it. It feels like literally every control deck I've ever played, every other control deck I've played in Standard.
Yeah, but your finisher is better than like a lot of other finishers.
Scarab God is good, but it's not like the Titan era. When you like warm
Is it better than Aetherling?
Aetherling was the Return to Ravnica one?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Nothing's better than
You'd
Aetherling.
rather have an Aetherling than a Scarab God?
It means that I'm back in that Standard.
Where you're just a control deck and you're just all interaction in one Aetherling?
Approach is not my type of control.
Approach is a better deck if you're expecting your opponents to be playing Teamer and other energy strategies. But blue-black control is a better deck if you expect your opponents to be on ramming up red and more aggressive strategies. And for this, again, for the local meta that we have, I would much expect the latter than the former.
Yeah. That being said, approach feels better against if token starts becoming a really big deck.
Yes. But I feel like the Esper tokens deck probably has a little bit more game than mine does because they have duress.
Yeah. They have duress and are more reasonable game against me. Because just having counter spells against the engines can shut down a lot of what that deck does.
Alright. So, a nice slow start for both players.
Yep.
Alex just lands... What's the black card in the back of his hand?
I'm not for sure.
Connor, again, just turned to library.
That's not a black card. That is a, the green cycle land.
Oh, okay.
We figured it out.
We figured it out.
We thought the card in the back of his hand was a black card, but because of the foiling, it was a tranquil thicket.
Yeah.
Tranquil thicket.
And just in response to the statement, just in any coverage that I've seen, blue-white approach seems to have like a kind of questionable ramming up red matchup. It's completely dependent on the card Regal Karakid out of sideboard.
Regal Carousel is pretty good. Like it's certainly not the worst matchup, but I prefer to be playing blue-black over approach, and I also just prefer. I don't know. I like Scarab God and Torrential as a win condition more than I do approach.
Approach is a lot more interaction that can happen for the most part.
Yeah, thicket. Thank you. You play lands. You know these things.
I've never played either of these decks, so.
Yeah. He's played lands though. The dude in the chat.
Surgical Life for the Loam, definitely going to make the game a lot harder.
For Alex. Alright,
And he is left with 7 lands.
he's playing.
He just needs to top deck a Mana Bond.
If he top decks a Mana Bond, he's actually in a really good spot, hilariously enough.
He has a stage. No, I don't like. He can't even activate the turn that he plays it though, because all of his lands either ETB tapped or tapped for colorless.
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
I wanted to draw the Mana Bond and just not be able to do like the thing and still have to wait. It would make me very happy.
Even if he draws Exploration, he can't do the thing.
Yeah.
Like, he just can't do the thing.
Mox Diamond does the thing.
Mox Diamond does the thing. So Mox Diamond is a pretty good draw here, provided counter doesn't have that Path to Exile in hand. That Path to Exile in hand is a problem.
Oh, did he bring an extra spot removal?
It.
Is that correct against Lance?
I mean, if you're not worried about them playing the punishing fire game, then their only other way of winning is through the merit lage. So why not bring in your?
And if you're bringing surgical in, the punishing fire game becomes a lot harder for Lance.
Honestly, and the fact that the Maverick is playing a land strategy that also has an abundance of basic lands, it feels kind of rough for Alex, actually. Or at least in this match, it's looking like this game's looking awful for Alex.
Alex has to run off this merit lage and hope that Connor doesn't have the Swords of Plowshares on top of his deck and the Path to Exile that's in his hand.
Yeah.
And the Wasteland.
Like,
And then the Knight of the Reliquary.
Alex,
And the Ramunap Excavator.
Yeah. Jeez. I don't see Alex wins this game. Like, he needs Life and Loam with some type of advantage engine, and his Life and Loam is exiled. All of his Life and Loams are exiled.
And he also doesn't have anyone to play extra lands. It's not a game Alex is winning.
If he pulls off, I'll
But
be
Maverick
impressed.
and Lands lose and win in about 10
10 seconds.
like at the rate of maybe a mile an hour. So
Yeah. So the only way that I can see Alex getting Connor here is if Connor gets sloppy. But that's about it.
what is even getting sloppy at this point?
Tapping out. With tapping out your bird, tapping out your white mana, and not having Wasteland in play.
Ramunap Excavator, Wasteland.
So it's next level sloppiness.
I honestly just kill his Greenland. Oh no, he has a wooded. Darn, he has a wooded Foothills.
So Alex considered crop rotation in the card he's Wastelanding in response.
Oh yeah.
But is... Nope, he's just
He's gonna
P-firing.
Fire. What does a fire do? Fire doesn't do anything.
Alright,
Easy.
Alex scooping it up here.
Nice and quick.
Yeah, I think I'm good to call it here. Like, we're calling it super early, but I don't know. We'll have
Like
to
people can
check-
still stay and play as long as people want, but I would honestly love to sleep early tonight. I haven't got a lot of time to sleep.
Alright, we're gonna take a 5-minute intermission and see what everyone wants to do.
All right.
Alright, guys, be back. Alright. Well, we're gonna go and call it for the night. We did the full gauntlet, showing a strong showing from the blue-white deck, losing to literally everything. And then we showed the Lands Maverick match, which was long.
Lands got bopped, right?
Lands got bopped. Like, game 2 was just brutal.
Yeah, I
The turn 2 surgical, your life from alone.
the only point I queued in for was the surgical. And
Yeah,
it was just like, how does he win?
there was so much in that matchup that made it almost impossible for Alex to win.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for joining in, and next week we will be doing Legacy. Not sure what deck we're throwing through, or we may not even do it Gauntlet style next week.
We may just play matches.
Yeah, we might play matches just to vary it up a little bit. But anyways, see you next week. Tune in around 7:30, and thank you for tuning in.
Have a great night.
Have a great night.